of a year 2021 has been. This is the Nerdington Post, and we're back, baby. Looking back at a year of Nerdington entertainment.
Looking at you.
I'm Jeff Keighley. I'm Will.
I'm Walter.
Senpai.
You can't be Jeff because you still have your soul.
We have a thing going on.
You'll see.
You'll see. We have a thing. We decided a couple things. But Mike, who are you?
Well, you told him who I am now.
Shit.
That's too many.
I'm too Meg today.
2Meg2108.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was funny.
But yeah, I mean, it's been a while.
It's been almost a month.
Yeah, we've had YouTube shenanigans, people getting COVID, people going out of town for the holidays. But we're back together talking about our favorite stuff going on.
We're number one.
Yeah.
Number one.
Number one, baby.
Number one.
Number one.
Micro entertainment.
Yes. Number one Marco Penis support group.
That's right, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
We won't judge you for your micro penis.
Mike, I'm sorry.
We're supporting it.
I hate to be the one to break it to you. You have a micro penis.
And that's why we're here. Okay. Don't worry about that, YouTube.
right, exactly.
But yeah, I mean, we all love games. Well, what's some of your favorite? What's your favorite non-gaming event or media this year? Because there's been some bangers of comic book movies and just other shit in 2021, despite all the
So when you refer to
shenanigans.
non-gaming media, you just mean any kind of media?
yeah, any media.
That's not
man.
gaming
You got like an
related.
Not
album
so, like,
that
not
blew-
Sonic.
Movies.
The movie.
Lingua.
Well, that was
Lingua.
last year.
I have one like right from the get-go. Lingua Ignora's album, Sinner Get Ready. That was my favorite album of the year. That I keep playing that album religiously at least once a week. It's such a good fucking album. If we just give it media in general, definitely that thing.
You know, when are you gonna start talking about music people actually listen to, like the re-recordings of Taylor Swift's previous albums?
Or Imagine Dragons.
So I actually listened to the 10-minute version of that song, and I have such issues with that because like I've been seeing a bunch of like Taylor Swifties like just being like, oh my god, can you name somebody like putting out a 10-minute song? Nobody could. I'm just like, bro.
yeah, did you see
all the time.
Kanye's
All
2-hour
the time.
album
Like,
Donda? Was
fucking
it Donda?
Donda. That's actually one of my
I could
biggest,
not get into that album.
That was
at
actually
all.
one of my
couldn't
biggest
either.
disappointments of this year. That album.
Donda?
Donda.
Yeah, same.
It's a double album, right?
It's a double album.
Yeah, those never go well. They're always like two.
Well, like the thing that sucks is like my favorite song in that thing is the one with the baby in it.
Oh.
That's my favorite one.
I haven't heard that album in so long, but I know what song you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Donda was just I was actually like excited for it. It just felt like Jesus is King outtakes to me.
What a great
I mean, have you seen
tagline
Kanye
for
West?
it.
Mm.
Have you seen Kanye West?
His
I
name is
love that.
Ye now.
Oh yeah, Ye. Yeah, his name's
Ye
Ye now.
or the artist known
Formerly
as
known as
Donda's
Kanye.
son.
Donda's son.
Anyway,
Yeah. You got anything?
Yeah, what's
any
yours?
stand out?
non-gaming. Well,
Non-gaming.
I mean, I gotta give it to Spider-Man: No Way Home and Dune. Probably my two top movies of the year: Dune and Spider-Man: No Way Home.
Yeah, Spider-Man No Way Home.
I haven't even seen it yet.
It's
Oh, we can't talk about it.
No,
Shit.
it's-
And I love Spider-Man.
I got a rundown, so I don't need to watch it.
it's one of the most. It's probably the most Spider-Man movie that's ever happened.
I'm glad
Yes.
you said that. I can't
Just-
wait to see it on Disney+.
Like all the major emotional beats and like major plot points of Spider-Man mythos, it happens there, and they execute it beautifully.
I'm gonna go try to see it for a third time this weekend.
Dang,
You'll
geez.
laugh, you'll cry. It's fantastic.
Yeah. And then Dune. We saw Dune
In 4D.
in 4D, baby. Oh,
Did
Dune
it
was so
through-
good.
Did it through Santa you?
No, but
Yeah, I'm like,
it did
how does
rain on
4D
us.
work?
It did rain on us. It was
Did
pretty
it?
cool.
When the
So-
sandworms come in, like the seats are.
I was gonna ask you, is there
Oh,
like
that's how
Yeah.
super
is there
good.
rhythmic shaking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
And like if you're in, they were like in like a little flying thing, and so when it went this way, your seat went this
Okay,
way.
that's pretty
It's
cool.
really cool. It's like being on a roller coaster.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm scared of this.
And then Marvel kind of hit it out of the park with all their shows, I think.
Ah.
No, okay. Well, as we were talking, like WandaVision was very mid compared to what else came out. Like Hawkeye, I would say Hawkeye, Loki. Were my top two.
Falcon, Winter Soldier. Yeah, they all have. We discussed this before the show, but they all have weird last episode problems where they try to jam too much in there when you had a whole fucking series to pace things out?
Another one for me. It's not completed. I think they're gonna be releasing in chunks. But
Cowboy Bebop, we know.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 6 Stone Ocean.
Stone Ocean.
Jolene is my favorite JoJo of them all, and I'm really excited that they're doing her justice. Animation is top notch. I listened to it in Japanese. It was great. I listened to it in English because I wanted to do something else while I was rewatching JoJo. The voice cast is actually really solid. I think they did a really good job casting Kara Buckland for it.
Nice.
And also another shout out for albums, which I was not expecting at all. Silk Sonic. I don't like Bruno Mars at all.
I don't either.
I don't care for Anderson .Paak. Together, fucking great.
Yeah, they're really
Fucking
good
great.
together. I
Yeah,
also agree with
fucking
that. I
great.
don't really care for either of them either.
So I should check out that album?
Yes.
Is it like
Yeah.
really soul and funk?
It's
album,
really
pretty much?
funky. It's really funky,
Okay.
but like they add humor to it because because the most famous song
What's
Is
the
that,
name
yeah,
of
I
that?
like the single that I heard
bitch
from it.
got me paying for it. Yeah, like they
Yeah,
just
that
talking
one's
shit-
great.
Yeah, they just
Okay.
talking shit about
I'll check it out on the ride home.
Two fun
It's
guys.
like blaxploitation and like soul and parody is really
There's
good.
two
And
fun
it's good
guys
music
wanting
too.
to have
Yeah.
fun
Yeah.
and make good music. All right.
Yeah, I'm
That's what I'm
like,
into, man.
and I'm like not into that top 40 stuff usually, but
Mm.
I actually like that. Yeah.
What are you?
Uh,
Non-gaming media.
because you watch a shell of movies. This year.
yeah,
I
still
feel
have more
like
movies
we
to
saw
see.
like 2 or 3 movies a month in the past couple months. We've been in the movies a lot.
Pokemon,
In
the
terms
first
of
movie.
get the fuck out of here.
Pokemon
It's all about the
2000.
new animated series where, well, I hear it's good things. I will never watch
I
it.
only
I hear it's
haven't
the
interesting.
only
watched
thing
it,
I
so-
want to watch it for is because the fighting type gym leader, she's fucking great.
Yeah.
She's a
B.
cutie and
I hear,
Faye.
yeah, they do really good character development of the gym leaders,
Oh,
and then
cool.
also Ash won the Alolan League,
Mhm.
and then he also brings like mechanics from other games into different zones.
Oh,
in
that's
this
pretty cool.
New series, like
Nice.
so, like cool things that I'll never
They're
watch.
having
but
they're having fun with it
Yeah.
from what I hear.
So wait, does that make Ash a 2-time champ, or is that the one everybody was celebrating?
no, that's the one.
That's the one.
I don't know
everyone's
what I don't know what the I think he's in the tournament right now
Okay.
for in the series, but
I mean, fuck, he's been doing it for 30
Yeah.
years.
Mhm.
Goddamn.
keeping it with anime, Belle was a
Belle was
fantastic movie.
so good. Belle was so fucking good. I cried
Yeah.
while watching it. My girlfriend cried
What's it
while
about?
watching it.
Yeah, what's it about?
It's
about?
based.
Sure
It's loosely
was.
based off of Beauty and the Beast, but it's
Oh, I kind of was thinking.
about like this girl who kind of finds her voice in the metaverse. But then
Where
it
can I
also,
watch it?
it's getting a wide release in January. But we
Maybe I'll
saw
check
it
it
at
out.
a
It's also
special,
gonna be in
screening.
English
Okay.
if you want to do that too.
And the
Well, yeah, of course.
dub sounds great,
Mhm.
which is surprising. Like, oh, they got a singer first, and who could also act, and the voice of the singing matches the Japanese singing. It sounds great, but yeah, it's about the hope of the digital space, but then also captures like the shit of it, but it mainly focuses on the optimism of digital reality
that's
and social media.
another thing I took, especially like somebody like grew up with the internet, along with the internet, where like I have friends I only know from online. I have friends like they know, like I've been close to. I'm like I would say like I'm really close to. Never seen their bottom half of their body, like ever. Just because like online stuff like that, and I feel like Belle also like speaks a lot to like the bonds and relationships that you build in different parts around the world via social media and are also like legitimate and real. Can be
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I have to check it out.
It's-
Yeah, they touch
That
on a
sounds
bunch.
good.
They
It
touch on
kinda-
a bunch of couple of little
Yeah.
things. And one of my favorite scenes is when the Gaston character,
Yeah, the white knighting dick.
the one knighting dickhead, comes out and he's strong because he has the most sponsorships.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
It's great. Yeah, like there's a white knighting dickhead. He's powerful because he has sponsors, and also his objective is to dox the beast.
Yeah.
All right.
Just like, I'm gonna dox this guy, this troll who's ruining our internet experiences. I'm the hero.
What about you, Mike?
So for me, I would say. So I was thinking between two things. It was a football thing and it was a wrestling thing. And then I thought about it more.
I've got a beautiful wrestling moment.
I'm just gonna say Urban Meyer, and how chaotic his whole season has been.
Now I feel like you. Now I feel like you when we talked about anime.
Yeah.
So Do you know Urban Meyer? Do you know?
Of course. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah,
He's
he's a fucking
baseball
train wreck.
guy, right?
He's a train wreck.
he's a train wreck, dumpster fire, all of that. The reason I bring him up specifically, because his football season was so bad. Throwing his team under the bus, not traveling with the team. All of these are like faux pas in football. But I thought about his whole season. By the way, he didn't make it. He did not make the whole season.
Yeah,
he got
fired like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago. And they extended the season by a week, so it's even worse.
So he could have be gone sooner.
So I was thinking, what was his like top like showing the whole year?
I have one, but I want to see if it's the same thing. So
And I was thinking about it, and it wasn't a football game. It was AEW Double or Nothing. He showed up on a wrestling show because the Cons own the wrestling program
right.
and the football team. So when he shows up, like helping with some, I think it was Stadium Stampede or something.
Yeah.
He helps with that, and it's like, oh man, everybody still had high hopes and all that. So I'm gonna say Urban Meyer. That was the top for me, and I would also say probably a mixture of Double or Nothing, since that was his high point. Of
My
the
favorite
year.
Urban Meyer was when he didn't travel with his team and he was caught grinding on a woman at a
Right.
bar who wasn't his wife.
Oh, he's that guy.
Yes,
He's that
yes,
guy.
he's that guy.
Okay.
Yes,
I didn't
yes,
know
yes.
about that.
Yeah. Didn't travel with his team and got caught with a woman grinding on him at a bar. That was not his wife.
Yeah, he had a real bad season.
Urban
Real
Meyer,
bad.
I salute you.
We call that alpha moves.
That's right.
But for real, the best wrestling moment of the year, Katsuyori Shibata.
Of course. I knew
It's
he was going to say
emotional,
that.
dude.
I knew you were going to
It's
say that.
emotional. You have a man who has a banger of a match in 2017. It's so much of a banger of a match. He has an aneurysm and the right side of his body is disabled, and then
Is this for real or is it in the
For
show?
real.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is a shit.
Yeah, it's not a storyline.
yeah, you can see his head bleeding and then like him struggling to get out of the ring.
Yeah.
It's oh my god,
It's kind of like one of those things that hurts to watch.
Yeah, but then he did PT, he recovered, and then like he's just a trainer. But then this year, he got back in the ring and had like an exhibition match of just like grappling, and it was just beautiful because nobody thought he would wrestle again.
Right.
But then he's
That's-
wrestling. It's
that's
not
a
like
that's a nice little.
That's like
story.
a cool comeback story. I
Yeah,
like
exactly.
that.
It's like
I like
reminds
that.
of Bryan Danielson.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Or
I mean,
Edge.
Yeah, and Edge.
And
That's a
Edge.
really good point, yeah. I'm like, I don't know where all these wrestlers are getting this from, but I'm loving it.
yeah, it's great, man.
Good job, science. Good.
That's what they love, man. It's good to see them do something that they love
Mhm.
and still
Yeah.
be able to do it.
Exactly. That kind of, I'm like, I wish like that medicine was like a decade or two earlier, so Stone Cold could have
Oh.
the same. Like,
Dude,
I
Sam.
like where Stone Cold is
And
at.
Bret Hart.
I like Stone Cold is at because as somebody that doesn't follow wrestling or sports like that, like I like what he is because like right now to me he's like this folk hero of like
Yeah.
you know these are my stories where
Yeah.
like I will get fucked
And
up
his
in the ring
podcast is
and
pretty
do
good.
shit.
His
Yeah,
podcast is
yeah.
good too.
He seems like
It's like if
Even
Paul
though-
Bunyan had a podcast.
yeah, exactly. Like he has blue collar like folk town hero like,
Yeah,
thing behind it, even though he's
yeah.
totally not. I'm sure he was during the whole thing, but at this point, like
He's just a laid back dude.
Yeah.
No.
that fucking
I
makes
agree.
beer and wine. I think.
Right.
yeah.
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 Apparently his beer is really good. I've never had it.
I heard about it, but he started making it when it went sober, so never had it. Another shout out to another album because I guess that's the main thing I was.
That's your
doing
thing
this
now.
year. I guess
He's our
so.
music guy.
The Antlers came out with like a new album, and the Antlers are like this like indie like outfit that I want to say it's early 2000s. I can't pinpoint the year. Came out with Hospice, and that was like one of the better albums. They kind of been like down the slope.
What's
I think
the genre?
just indie, like
Oh,
just
okay.
acoustic indie for
Oh, okay,
Hospice,
okay,
and
okay.
then just do general indie.
Oh,
Think
I gotta
of it
check
like
that
folk. If are you familiar with Grizzly Bear?
No.
Okay, so around that time, that type of stuff. The drums.
Kind of
Grizzly
like
Bear,
dirty.
The Shins.
Okay.
If you're listening to that,
Is it like
any of those
experimental?
bands,
Okay.
just very like tug at your heart for Hospice, but like they found like a good, nice little like space for them, and their new album it just feels like grown up when it comes to like they. Would you clearly listen to our first album? If you're stuck with us, this is where we're at this point, and it's like a nice little evolution of their music.
Okay.
Definitely made my top 20. I made a list for top 20 albums if anybody cares. I like.
Here's a
I do
indie
too.
artist I discovered this year. on TikTok of all
Uh-huh.
fucking places.
TikTok. Okay.
I don't have it in front of me, but it's Emily something and the Murder Police.
Mhm.
They're like an indie band in Chicago. Awesome. I'll send a link.
I'll check them out. They probably posting the DIY page.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Well, anyways.
So, do you guys have any backlog games you want to shout out?
Woo!
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I know
yeah.
you're all about the backlog and Steam sales. So you got a
You
thick ass
know it,
backlog.
Oh man.
Just non.
I just spent
2021
$60 on the entire Assassin's Creed collection.
games. Yeah, I
Really?
saw you playing Assassin's Creed 2. I'm like,
Like
okay.
Steam was doing all the games like 400% off, so instead of like $300, it was $100.
Oh, might as well.
But I only bought the ones I didn't have, so I got
Right,
Assassin's
makes
Creed
sense.
1, 2, Brotherhood, Revelations, Origins, Syndicate.
So you had all of
So
them but
most of the
three?
franchise.
You had
Pretty
all
much-
but three?
Yeah, so I spent $60 on Assassin's Creed. So I skipped the first one because it was just too fucking slow.
Yeah, it's way
So
too
I started
slow.
with 2,
Just
and
go
2's
straight
been
to the
pretty fun.
Renaissance.
Like I haven't played Assassin's Creed 2 in like fucking 15 years.
My backlog right now consists of like last year, 2020. During the holidays I bought a bunch of games because I was depressed and I just never touch them. So my backlog includes all of the Yakuza series
Mine too.
except for 7.
Including 7.
Near Replicant. I played the original, but I didn't play the new one. I played the original back in PlayStation 3. Didn't play this remaster.
Get on it, babe.
I need to.
It's more respectful of your time. Slightly.
Sniper
Slightly.
Barely.
Sniper Contracts 2, which I picked up because I actually like those games.
Yeah, I need to finish Save.
Song of Saya, which I've been meaning to play for forever.
What's that about?
It's a visual novel. I really like visual novels.
Oh, okay,
it's a
okay.
visual novel game. And in Final Fantasy 9, because Square Enix had a sale. I believe the sale's still going because they just don't want you to buy Final Fantasy 14. And I never played Final Fantasy
14, baby.
I never played Final Fantasy 9, so
Never. Get
Never.
on that, man.
I know.
Well, is there anything that you actually played and enjoyed from that backlog?
Yes. Yakuza 0. I'm.
Hell yeah. That's the one I'm in the middle of and have put off for a year.
It's so fun and it's so fucking fun. And Song of Saya is fucking. Song of Saya is fucked up.
Also, now Steam's doing a Star Wars sale, so I might buy all the Star Wars games I have
I might
when I get paid tomorrow.
dip on Knights of the Old Republic if that's on sale.
It is. It's
Okay.
like $6. Dude.
KOTOR. Oh, that's also
Okay,
in my backlog.
KOTOR 1 and 2, they're like $5-6 a piece.
That's
I already
one
have
of-
KOTOR 2. So I
That's
need
one of the
KOTOR.
ones. KOTOR is one of those who's like, you know what? Like the 2 is not as good, but it's still really good.
They're both great.
I fucking love KOTOR. I'm so
One's a
excited.
classic.
What is that, remake or a whole remaster?
I think it's a whole.
remake.
It's a whole remake.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for that. What about you?
You go.
Alright.
Yeah, you have a list.
Yeah, I'm like it minus like.
Yeah, I've been just catching up on indie stuff. This year I played Donut County.
Oh, that's a good game.
Yeah, we're
I actually like
you
that.
just beat that in an afternoon. You're just a raccoon just putting stuff into holes, which is not as sexual as I'm making it sound. But yeah, it's just a fun, simple Katamari-like puzzle game. It's just adorable with like raccoons and animal people just hanging out, just getting into shenanigans. Florence, I posted a full playthrough of that on the YouTube channel where it's just
Right.
just a nice experience of going through a relationship, of the start of it, the end of it. It's just really it's beautifully done, and the way they incorporate the mechanics into the storytelling is really well done as well, so I enjoyed that. But the big thing this year I got caught up on is Final Fantasy XIV. Last year I played the base game and Heaven's Ward because it's part of the free trial, but earlier this year I pulled the trigger on the past 2 expansions, Stormblood and Shadowbringers, and after completely reevaluating my top 10 games, because Final Fantasy XIV, number 1 numbered Final Fantasy game, it's up there now.
Oh.
It's so good,
What,
man.
what place did it take? Or like who was number 1 before that?
Probably either Final Fantasy 5 or 9.
Oh, okay.
But then this destroys them just because going through what got me into Final Fantasy XIV is just since Shadowbringers came out in 2019, had like the buzz of this is the best Final Fantasy story period, and that hype, it lives up to that hype.
Mm-hmm.
Like the end of the base game of Shadowbringers is just emotional and one of my favorite things to do from this year. Like, I don't care about Twitch. I don't care about Twitch streams, but I love watching clips of girls crying to Final Fantasy XIV.
Wait, what?
It's very
this
touching.
Is a thing?
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
It's fucking emotional, dude. It has the best Final Fantasy antagonist period in Emmett
right?
Selk, and in a Japanese poll, he was voted the #2 Final Fantasy character. Period.
Like
and I support that. Yeah.
Behind who?
I think either Cloud or Terra was number one. Some milquetoast option that like that's my childhood, so I have to put that number one.
That's cool.
But then like the actual #1 character, of course, is Emmett Selk. He's the most compelling antagonist in any video game I've ever played. And then
I have a friend.
Post-game expansion, the post-game patches where they expand on the story, 5.3 is just as powerful of an ending and final boss.
I have a friend.
It's like the best final boss fight in any Final Fantasy.
I have a friend that's actually
story-wise.
They're changing their name. They're changing their name because like they're transitioning and all that fun stuff. They're making their middle name Emmett because of that fucking guy.
If I had a son, I would name my kid Emmett. If I had a daughter, I'd name her Ramlethal. Just
that means you're gonna hate your daughter.
Ram Lethal.
Is that Ram Lethal?
No, I'm gonna make sure she doesn't wear shoes ever.
Well, she's Haitian, so she's not gonna have to.
Well, not in the house. You don't want to attract dog shit in
Well, that's true. That's fair.
But yeah, Final Fantasy XIV is one of the greatest games ever made, and that plays into my top 3 from this year. But
let's
see
those. Let's see those Dead Sea Strolls you have.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there's.
Yeah. No, just what kind of? What's your favorite Backlog game?
Yeah, because it's just way too many. So I was looking through my Steam stuff, and I was like, it's a lot of good choices. But then I thought about it. Yeah, and that's the one, Code Vein.
Really?
Yeah. I actually like Code Vein.
I think that's on Game Pass right now.
It is.
Yeah, I was gonna say like, holy shit! You didn't just like dip your toe into Code Vein. You have 47 hours into it.
Yeah. I've been just like playing like just back and forth. Sometimes I'll just stay in like an area and just play around.
So I like the combat of the game a lot, but the thing that like blew me out of it was the level design. Yeah. I just didn't like the level design as much as every other like Souls-like.
Yeah,
and see, I'm not really into Souls. You're right. That's the thing. I like the design, and like that really didn't have an effect on me because I'm not a Souls guy. Yeah. But I really like the Code Vein thing. I don't know why.
So
I don't really care about creating characters half the time.
Well, I was gonna ask you like which husband or wife that you made.
Oh, she's a tall black woman.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's that's usually my go-to for Monster Hunter. I either make a really hot black woman or I make like a pompous brown guy. Because they always give you like a shit-eating green green face and a pompadour, so I always put them together.
I'm like, this was the first time I ever like picked a chick for one of these things. So I was like, you know what? Since what I've been seeing from Code Vein, everybody's like picking like ladies. I'm like, you know what? When in Rome, you know?
It's weeby.
Yeah, it's weeby. And that's the thing.
Yeah.
I made Asuka from Evangelion. So I'm just going around with a big ass sword, just playing with Asuka.
So, with your love of Code Vein, could we convince you to get into Elden Ring?
Yo, definitely. Oh my God! I totally forgot to tell you. I started playing Demon's Souls.
Bro, yes.
Oh my God!
I started playing. It was since it was on sale. I got it from Walmart. I think it was like $30. I think. So I was like, might as well. Yeah. And I've been playing on my PS5. I was like, wow.
It's good, right?
Yeah, it's actually
That's
really
super
good.
Frustrating.
Yeah, but you know what I did differently compared to the other times? I picked what's the Royal one?
Royal.
Yeah, you started
just
Magic.
Royal. Yeah, I just did Magic. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just do Magic.
Magic is super overpowered in that game.
Yeah. I'm like, it's so fun.
Yeah,
it's so fun. And then, like, I don't even overdo the Magic. Sometimes I use the rapier or rapier. Yeah. I'm like, I'll use that sometimes just to like. I don't even use the shield. I'll go Magic.
It's funny because one of the best builds to go through Demon's Souls it's Magic because just about every other boss is like weak to magic.
Oh, okay.
And super busted. Demon Souls.
Phalanx was like melted. That
Yeah.
was hilarious.
One of the best like starting weapons you can get is in World
4-1. The
4-1.
Crescent Falchion.
Crescent
4-1,
Falchion,
okay.
and it scales off of your magic.
It
So
scales
you can
off
actually
magic.
have a physical weapon that hits.
So I should
redstone.
just go to World 4,
4-1.
right?
4-1.
now.
Yeah.
4-1,
Okay.
and just get the Crescent Falchion, and then you can fuck
Okay.
off and do whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm totally gonna do that. Because like the other, like I went back to like the main world where all of the
1-1.
yeah.
Or
No,
the Nexus?
what's the the Nexus? I went there and like all the other spots opened.
Mhm.
So I'm like, oh okay, well now
Yeah.
I can go around. So I'll go to that's the next spot then. Okay, thanks.
What a great year 2021.
Yeah.
It's been a
We
great
got
year.
Sleepy Joe in the office. We got Mike into Souls games.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm probably gonna end up playing Elden Ring just from
yeah.
like I saw Max playing it
yeah.
and it was like real interesting. So it was open world and I started playing Demon Souls.
Also-
but Cold Vein really got me into. I was like,
Also
oh,
with
that's
like
cool.
build variety with Elden Ring, it's more flexible and it's just
Yeah.
more magic is
I'm
more
really
accessible.
excited that the fact that your super stupid special attacks tied to your scaling.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like if you want to have like okay, you know how in Code Vein you have your special attacks that you press like
Yes.
R circle.
Yes.
They have something similar for Elden Ring. I'm
Ooh.
sure and that like calls out your scaling. So like
Okay.
I'm actually thinking of breaking away from doing a quality build my first playthrough. I think I'm doing Faith. I think I'm doing a Faith build.
Faith.
Because I've been playing.
Well, you gotta have faith.
Yeah.
It's true.
But yeah, just when are we gonna get you into Souls?
Yeah.
We'll figure it
You
out.
have to find the right Souls like to transition them in.
That is true.
Because that's what
Maybe it'll be Elden Ring. We don't know.
Maybe it'll be Cold Vein.
Could
Might be Elden
be.
Ring. could be if they.
What if it's Sekiro?
What?
Oh no,
no.
Sekiro. Ugh.
That's the one I just started.
What if-
I heard that's their
What
hardest
if
game they've
that-
ever made.
I loved it.
That Warhammer game they
It's-
announced this year in the Game Awards.
Oh, Space Marine 2?
Yeah, what if that's a Souls like?
If they make it into a Souls like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
What about Mortar Shell? Is that?
Mortal Shell?
Mortal Shell?
Isn't
Yeah,
that
if
a-
it's on Game Pass,
Yeah.
check out
I-
Mortal Shell.
Okay.
I think it is.
Yeah.
Right? Is it?
It might be.
It is. I think so because I was eyeballing it, but whatever.
But yeah. 2022, the year.
It's
The
gonna be a
year of
great
Souls-like.
year.
The year
for gaming.
Will gets into
Souls like.
Souls games, but
Will get into
Oh, and
Souls
Death's Door
Right.
counts as one, right? Technically, Death's Door kind of
it's not
counts.
Soulsy though.
It's more of
It's more Zelda-y.
Yeah.
But it's too hard to be Zelda.
It's not
Just get good.
hard. Well, that's the
Oh,
thing
when I
with-
hear that,
Yeah.
automatically puts Souls in.
Well,
I'm
that's
saying
the
just
thing
get
with-
good at Zelda too.
Well, that's the thing with
like Hades.
Yeah.
Death's Door. When I heard people compare it to a Souls game, I was thinking, and just playing it myself, like, is it just soft-handed Zelda fans think this is
Probably.
hard like a Souls game, and that's
Talking
why
about
they're
Breath
making
of
the
the
comparison?
Wild. Or...
No, talking about Death's Door. I'm like, this
Oh.
game's not
Like old
hard.
school.
No, it's not hard.
It's
No,
not
no.
hard. It's
No,
like
it's not
more
hard.
challenging than a Zelda game, but that's about it.
No, it's definitely
Yeah.
not hard. But I thought I'm not sure where the level
Yeah, there's,
for entrance for a Souls like is.
yeah,
It's,
it's
ha-
not
it's
Soulsy
hard.
at all.
A lot of people think the difficulty is. A lot of people say like, oh, you manage stamina and you have a dodge roll in a counter.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
doesn't.
there's a like
That's it,
blasphemous.
though.
I fucking
counts
love
as
Blasphemous.
Do
So-
you count that as a Souls like?
Metrovania. I don't
Oh.
count it as a Souls like,
Huh.
but I fucking love that game.
Yeah, I would
Yeah,
say
it's a
that's
fun
yeah,
game.
it's
more
so-
like a
I do
Metroid.
like
Have you
Yeah.
played the update?
No, I have not.
It's so fucking good. You play or beat Blasphemous.
No, it's in my backlog.
So,
But
there-
I've been playing. I've
one
played
of
it, yeah.
like I want to say like one of the last 3 bosses complete like if you got parry down, it's a laughable encounter, and
Okay.
she's supposed to. She's the boss that like
The
tags.
Gascoigne.
Huh?
Like the Father Gascoigne fight. You have
Kind-
to learn master parrying to make it easy.
No, I would say it's more like how like a lot of these games have like a player 2 character that goes along
Yeah.
with you and
Yes.
does stuck shit to you the whole time.
Mhm.
She's that character,
Mm.
and you finally get to kick her ass, and it's super easy if you master parry.
Like Hornet from
Exactly.
the ultimate Metroidvania, Hollow Knight.
One of the best games ever made.
It's the,
Or Adam from the real Ultimate Metroidvania.
Who?
Metroid Dread. Adam.
Yeah, like in the new update, they just gave her a second phase, and it's actually really good. It's actually really fun. But yeah, enough.
yeah, onto the ultimate shout out. The 2021 Miles Morales
Let's
Award.
go, baby!
Named after last
Reason you're
year's Named after last year's Goaty Talk,
Yes.
where we all love Miles Morales, but like, it's not a top 3
Yeah, but
game,
he did not get any game of the year from
we
us.
love it, but it's more Spider-Man,
Yeah.
which is good, but it's not Spider-Man.
It's
Yeah,
not
I can't
top
wait for
3
Spider-Man
material.
2 to win
Spider-Man
it.
2 is gonna be. Oh, whoa.
Wait, I can't wait for Spider-Man 2 to come out so it can actually win the award
For that Goaty record that we never released, Spider-Man was our number 1.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, drum roll. The Miles Morales Award goes to
Deathloop.
Luke,
It's okay. It's good.
it's
a
okay.
great It's a great game.
It's
cool.
It's a fantastically designed game.
Beautiful world.
Yeah.
Voice acting is great.
Yes.
Soundtrack is great.
It's
Gameplay is great.
Mechanically sound.
mechanically fantastic. And the thing is,
It didn't blow me away.
yeah, I prefer Arcane's previous games like Prey and the Dishonored games just because I like the level design in those more, and that goes a long way for immersive sims.
I feel like
Yeah.
stakes were a lot higher in those games as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas this one, I mean, once you start unraveling the story, it
And learning like loop
almost,
cycles and
it almost
everything.
gets there, but I don't think it. Oh, it might. No, I think it gets there. It
It
gets,
gets
with-
there.
I
But
want
it's
there with
not
those
quite top
relationships.
3 material.
Yeah, it's not top 3 material, but we love it.
If this game would ask me if I wanted to go to a party, I will ask who else is there.
Who else is coming?
Yeah.
I personally love
I'd
the
be like-
Majora's Mask feel
Yeah.
of like learning the cycles and learning the loops and everything and repeating. I
Just
love that.
perfecting
Yeah.
Just that meta puzzle of the figuring out the order of operations of just like, okay, what part do I do first? And
I like
then
the world
let's
building. I like
min-max this.
I really like the world building and environmental storytelling that the game tells you, like how the cycles are set up if something doesn't go wrong, how the other characters like interact with that.
Or how if you don't do something, it affects how the other characters
Exactly.
act.
I like that, but ultimately just
I like it a lot.
I
but
like it, but it's not top 3.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
It's the
thing.
Miles Morales Award, baby.
It's my number 4, but the thing is, like, here's my 4, and then the top 3 are like,
Yeah,
Where do you
exactly.
rank it?
like top 10.
Yeah, that's where I have it too.
Like not top 5, but top 10. Might be number 10, and even then it could potentially would have
It's
been
in the
like
lower
it could have been
part
it
of
could
the
have
top
been
10
easily
for me.
11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not top 3.
Yeah.
Right, that's what you need
Actually-
for today. You need
How we want to do top 3 like
Well, we just do it
No,
like we did
let's
last
go
year.
on
We'll
top
start.
3.
We'll start here, and we'll just do 3.
Yeah,
2,
no,
and 1.
Yeah, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So who wants to start? Who's number 3?
I can start.
All right.
My number 3 third game of the year was Guilty Gear.
And it's
Oh,
my Guilty Gear Strive is my number 2. So let's talk.
It is my
It's not
number
even on my
5.
list.
Your
It's
number
your
five?
number 5.
Yeah.
Let's
And
talk.
it's not
Guilty
on my
Gear,
list, so
baby.
I'll let them talk about it.
That's nice.
No, it's a great fucking game. It was one of the games that I was like looking out for the most, and it delivered. Like,
It definitely does, yes.
especially with the rollback netcode, the characters are the roster is super small, but every single character feels super different.
Yeah,
and even with
feel
the
good.
and even with the DLC characters, all the characters feel unique to each other.
Yes.
You can almost make an argument with God Louis feeling a little bit too similar to Nago or Potemkin because of mobility, but like it's different enough, and the game,
The input and just
the input and the
Yeah,
game,
the input
and the
makes
game
it so
plan,
unique.
and the game
Yeah.
plan is so super different.
My issue is not really with the base game, like the DLC characters. I personally don't like playing them, but I think they're interesting.
Happy Chaos is super fun,
Okay.
and I feel like I need a bigger brain to play it.
Exactly, too much thinking.
That being well, that's the thing.
Too much thinking.
Sounds like Doom Eternal.
This is the thing though, like it is interesting enough and enticing enough where like I want to, because he's super, because unless you're using the gun, he's not super great.
No.
So you gotta figure out when you have to use the gun, and to me that puzzle is super fun to solve.
Yeah.
So I actually kind of want to put in time into Happy Chaos.
Yeah, because once you figure it out, you could put a lot of pressure on somebody.
Like he has the scariest dust in the game, because if you open somebody up, boom, nobody else can do that.
Exactly, that's what I've been saying.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I would say for me, since it's my number 5, I think it's more of, well, just because it was not a bad game, of course.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think just for me, the other games I played, like, probably spoke to me a little bit more. But as a game, I probably played that the most out of, like, all the games in my top 5.
Yeah.
Just because it's a fun game.
Yeah.
I played with you guys.
It's my most... Well...
It's my second most.
So you say it's your most played game. We know what your most played
It's
game
my-
is. Come on, man.
It's my.
It's my third most played game.
It is definitely my second most played fighting game. I think.
What's number one?
Accent Core for the PlayStation 2.
Oh, okay.
It was Guilty Gear.
It's another Guilty Gear game.
Guilty Gear X2 is my most played fighting game. Period.
Oh, just. Ooh, that's a great.
Vanilla Guilty Gear X2, but yeah, Guilty Gear Strive is
I think it's Street Fighter 5 for me.
maybe the most I've put. Not maybe. It's definitely the most I've put into a fighting game online, just because the negative.
Yeah, because you can play.
You can actually play.
Right, you can actually enjoy it, and you don't have the scrub lord like excuses.
Yeah. Also,
You still have them.
Well, you have them,
Like-
but you don't have the ones that you know are legit. to
Exactly.
you. Right,
The whole like, oh, you have a bad connection like filter is out.
right. That's gone.
Yeah.
just
Which is good.
what Carlos mentioned. Just every character, it feels unique to play, but also it feels satisfying to play.
Yes.
Because
I mean, the first game where I played a charge character. So.
I don't like Ram. I don't like her game plan.
Ooh.
It feels satisfying to hit the Rekkas.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so I love doing it.
Definitely.
Like I love. It's not optimal to throw out your swords as much as I do, but I love.
Definitely not.
I love doing it just
Well,
because
if
he has the tools to back it up. It's just
Right.
not as optimal.
Well, that's the thing. Like,
It
you
feels,
know,
she's still
it feels
fun.
right
Yeah.
to
well,
do.
not
which
only
is
does
the initial design mindset.
not only
of
that,
it.
not every single character feels different and satisfying to play. There's combo expression in the game. There's a little bit of combo expression and like player expression in the game.
Yeah.
Just like you say, it's not optimal to play in Ramlet all
but
that
it's
way.
fun.
But that's
just
how you.
throw
But
out
that you know
the
that's
swords out.
that's your way to play.
Yeah.
Where like my way to play would just be hitting those Rekkas
Yeah.
as much as
Right.
possible.
The thing is, like,
It's a great fighting game.
I became a Zato guy. I never thought I'd be a
And it's
pet
just a
character,
great
but
game, period.
Yeah. It's
a great
Let's
game.
add that too.
It made me
Yeah.
want to check out Angie Mito, and I love him.
like my number 3 game kind of it touches me a little bit more story wise and emotionally.
We'll get to you.
But
We'll
in
get to you.
terms of
Yeah, we're not skipping
yeah.
it.
but in terms of just gameplay,
Just game.
Sometimes
yeah.
you touch
It's-
people. Sometimes you touch people.
yeah. My favorite favorite thing from regular show is this song becomes alive and starts fucking up their lives just because it gets everyone's head. And they try to punch it, but they can't. But it could punch them.
Yeah, because music
And the-
can touch you. You can touch music.
Exactly.
But
yeah,
also, this is the most satisfying Heavenly Potemkin Buster
Yeah.
you've been able to land in this game.
Yeah, because my number
Looks
3
so good.
game, just story wise, it connects with me. But this is just one of the most fun games to just play. Period. That came out this year.
And I think that's where the subjectiveness comes
Yeah,
from.
just touching buttons
So-
feels good, baby.
Yeah.
We're gonna be talking about Guilty Gear again in a little bit.
Right.
Because of them.
Right.
Well,
Let's
no,
go.
we're not because we covered it.
Yeah,
I'm
you
talking-
guys already covered it.
Oh, okay.
If there's
Well,
overlap,
all right.
once it comes up, we just
Yeah.
talk about
Then-
it, go balls out.
There you
And
go.
that's
For
it,
it.
baby.
Now, gosh, what
Yeah,
do you
then
think?
I was just gonna add the subjectiveness. That's why it's 5 for me because like
Because he's a
I do
multi-blood
love.
guy.
Yeah.
No, I would like to play it. I haven't played it yet.
Yeah, I
but,
haven't played the new one.
but the
beat
gameplay
you.
is good. But the other games I played had great gameplay too, and I need like some story.
Oh,
to
okay.
it.
Oh, but okay.
But that's all I want to
To
add.
touch on the story of Guilty
Oh,
Gear,
It is
okay.
so fucking ridiculous. It is so fucking dumb.
as
It
a
is.
as a story guy for Guilty Gear, which it is ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
dumb, but it is one of my favorite.
Is it like dumb fun
Yeah.
though?
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
it definitely
super
is.
fun.
That's
Oh,
what matters
yeah.
then.
You have
That's what's great about
you
those
have
kind
what,
of games though.
You have what
It's-
it is embodied, like a trickster god
Yeah.
in a
Yes.
fucking like red Corvette, just driving around being chased in a motorcycle, a Japanese man, weeb.
And he can teleport, by the way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can teleport, and then a vampire drops and starts fighting on the car.
My
Like,
only
it's
experience
ridiculous.
with Guilty Gear is the fact that I beat one of you up with a fucking coffin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you played
Just-
Lewis.
As someone who's been into the Guilty Gear story,
Yeah.
like, I would doubt, like, there were drama CDs, and I would try to find, like, translations of those drama CDs and, like, transcripts of light novels and shit like that. the story mode of Guilty Gear wraps up a story that I've been like that's been going on for 20 years, and it was a satisfying ending, and it was beautiful.
Or if you don't want to,
they paid off. Man.
If you don't want to do any of the legwork, just watch Wooly versus story.
Right.
Exactly.
Wooly versus channel actually just put out like the whole story of Guilty Gear up to that point.
Exactly.
Yeah. But if you want the full version, Arc System Works also put up the full story mode for Guilty Gear Xrd series on their YouTube channel.
Good.
So get caught up. There's a
Because all
vast
these people
character webs.
Your turn.
joined
Your turn before we kept talking
Right,
about
Exactly.
It's all good.
exactly.
It's all good. You guys like the game. That's all that matters.
It's
It
the
is on the
best
list.
game to play. Of
So
2020.
my number 3, I don't think anyone had on their list except I almost make you consider it. Psychonauts 2. No, I'm just kidding. RE Village,
RE Village.
baby.
Actually,
This was
I did
almost
consider it,
this
yes.
was almost our Miles Morales opening.
That was almost Miles Morales.
Actually, wait.
Oh, that's
That
number
probably-
4. That's number
Yeah.
4.
I'm like,
Okay.
that probably should be
Deathloop
Miles
is number
Morales.
5.
That would have been Miles Morales if I didn't put it in my top 3. But RE Village,
That's
one of the
game.
best games to come out this year.
yeah, for sure.
Just took everything that was great about Biohazard and made it better. And what's not terrifying, other than huge fucking lichens just coming at you?
yeah.
The opening scene where you being chased down by lichens was one of the most stressful times I've had
yeah.
in a video game
Oh, yeah.
forever.
It's like the RE4 opening Village, but a little more intense
Yeah.
because they're faster and more
I
aggressive.
will almost say it's better because it didn't overstay its welcome 4 days.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
4
right.
was
Yeah.
kind of long.
Yeah.
You have to-
But the world is beautiful. I can't remember where it takes place at. What country?
generic
Oh,
Europe,
Generic Europe.
Generic
Eastern
Europe,
probably Romania.
a village, maybe.
Village.
But the village they built was beautiful, very rustic, very worn down. And then when you go to Lady D's castle, very sophisticated, built up. The world they built for it was great. The characters they built for it were great.
The most memed gaming character of this year
Was only in it for the first half hour,
Um,
which was kind of upsetting. That's really the only problem. They marketed her so much
They did.
that
Well,
she's the
that's-
first
Well,
boss.
the memes helped.
well, that's
Oh,
the
yeah,
thing.
I agree.
I think that's actually great for the game because it doesn't because
Because it makes you wonder what's going to come next.
exactly because that's the thing. Capcom has this really bad problem, and it showed in when they were showcasing Devil May Cry 5.
Here's the secret final boss.
Exactly. Here's the ending. Here's the secret. Here's what
Gotcha.
you're gonna be watching.
Right.
So keeping it to just the first quarter of the game, I think
yeah,
it's
I love
fantastic.
that.
that's
No, I
the thing.
agree.
Yeah.
But at the
But I get
time,
what
when,
you're saying,
at the time
too,
when we
yeah.
first played it, I was like, oh, they featured her very heavily. Why
Well,
isn't she in this
That's
movie?
on you, and you're
Yeah.
done.
Thank you.
They did that with
Dang.
with Endwalker also.
Mm-hmm.
Like the stuff they've talked about, it turns out oh, you only talking about the first third of the game.
Didn't they lie
Awesome.
in one of their trailers too, just to keep expectations? Or am I misremembering?
You might be misremembering
Okay.
something.
But no, RE Village, my number 3. Classic Resident Evil style with a great story, great characters that you love. F for respect for Ethan, the dad holding it down.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, they
Such a great Resident Evil character they created in 7 or Biohazard, and fulfilled his story to the end. I thought it was great.
there was a tweet a while ago when the game first came out, and I think it describes Ethan very well. It's his qualities are built different, wife guy. Those are his qualities. Those are his
Squishy.
qualities, and it went through. Village, I came for Lady D. I stayed for Heisenberg.
Hey.
ridiculous ass boss fight.
He was my favorite one. I
Yeah.
like his looks.
He's a
I like
Metal
his
Gear
vibes.
villain.
I like his
He's
power. I like
fantastic,
his
yeah.
look. I like his voice. I like
He's
everything.
great.
He is pretty
dude.
cool.
He
Yeah.
was fun. I thought his boss battle was a little basic,
It's
but he was still a very
Yeah.
fun character.
It's one
I
of
loved
those-
his underground world they made in Factory. That was awesome.
It's one of those set piece boss battles where it's like, hey, let's just do something completely different,
Right.
and
Right.
it's
And we're
not exactly the most fun, but
and the next
it's
thing
cool,
is
though.
with Village villains being Village villains being representative all horror tropes.
yeah,
Vampire, Monster
Werewolf.
Lagoon,
Yeah.
werewolf, and
Lichens.
it's
puppets.
super cool, man.
He
Yeah.
represents
The baby.
Oh,
He
God.
represents
That's fucking
that was the
terrifying.
scariest fucking thing.
Oh yeah,
that
yeah,
was
it was
terrifying.
terrifying.
That was
It was fucking
Um,
terrifying.
He,
This is why I don't play the games.
represents
I had to
Frankenstein.
watch.
He represents Frankenstein, and Frankenstein's monster is one of my
Yeah.
favorite old school monsters.
Yeah.
it's a really good like survival
It's great.
horror game.
A great combination of 4 and 7.
Exactly.
It's
Exactly.
Capcom.
It's the
It's
perfect
Capcom at
combination.
their best.
A lot more action than I was expecting, but great game.
Yeah, they gave you like the thrill of action that you get from 4 without being full blown action.
Exactly.
Like
Right.
4. It's
Right.
It's
They
a
kept
nice,
the horror theme.
It's a
there,
nice
too.
medium. I was
Yeah.
shooting as many enemies as I could and getting that thrill of
It's-
action. Then looking at my ammo and it's like, shit,
I
I
need to save
I
bullets.
can't do the next one.
it's
Right.
it's the perfect blend of the different styles of
Yeah.
Resident Evil. Because 4 is my favorite just because I like action more, but my second favorite Resident Evil game is Village.
Yeah.
It's great.
Here's
Maybe
here's for Chris. Hopefully doing more shit later.
Oh yeah, in the DLC that maybe we'll get next year.
Probably not. Probably 2023.
Who knows?
Because they didn't even announce when the game came.
Yeah. They just had a slide at a press conference like, oh, apparently this game was more popular than we thought it would, so we're going to start working on DLC.
Yeah.
Like,
So that's
okay.
at least
That's
2
how it
years.
should be, though.
That's at least 2 years away.
That's how it should be. You
But I
should
mean, the
already
Biohazard
have it
DLC
right.
was pretty great,
Yeah.
and it
That's
added a lot of
true.
elements to the story. So
Get the
hopefully,
quad ads and
yeah. So hopefully, the Village DLC does that too. But yeah, that's my number 3. RE Village, baby.
We're gonna get some overlap talk because my number 3 is your number 2.
My number 2.
Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy.
And this is a game
Wow,
that
I
I
just
did.
bought that.
It's great.
It's-
You're gonna
I
love
haven't played it
it's-
yet. I just bought it yesterday.
It's on sale.
I'm thinking of buying it because of this.
Get
thing.
it. It's
And I bought it because
Shit, I might buy
saw
it
on
for you
sale.
just so you fucking played it. It's that
Ooh,
good.
Is it that good?
It's that good that I'll
It's
buy it
good.
for him.
All right, well, I gotta start playing tonight then.
I feel like
Well,
such a
since
pretty.
this is your number 3, I'll let you start and I'll come in.
yeah.
I'll feel like pretty girl just because it's
As,
And we'll sit this one out. Listen.
as a comic book Stan Leibowitz, Stanley's full
Stan
name.
Lee.
No, he's Stan Leibowitz.
Oh.
Yeah, Lee for
Why'd he hide his last name? Huh?
anti-Semitism.
Yeah.
I figured.
Yeah.
That's always. That's how it usually is.
But yeah, as a comic book stan who's been reading the Guardians of the Galaxy comics since the Annihilation event back in the mid-2000s, I'm a huge fan of Guardians of the Galaxy. And when they first announced this game and showed off the trailer, I thought, wow, this is going to be
Gonna
disappointing
suck.
shit.
I was doubtful. I was like,
Why
oh,
weren't you
whatever.
scared?
Yeah.
Especially after how Marvel Avengers
Yeah.
I
came
clearly-
out.
Right, that's
clearly-
why everybody.
I
was
clearly
scared.
remember talking about it in this room, just being like, yeah, it's probably gonna be
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, because we did an
Right.
E3 show.
Yeah.
As I trusted the team of Eidos Montreal since they made Thief and the modern Deus Ex games, but like, oh, this looks like it's just gonna be
Avengers 2.
like not. This is gonna be like rip off James Gunn. you
Yeah.
know?
Right.
Yeah.
But then once they showed more of the game, like each trailer that came out looked better, and better, and sold me on it.
And sold me on it.
Yeah.
This was a game, when they first showed it, I was not going to buy or play.
Full offense, I don't think it would have handled. I don't think that they needed much to get your money. Full offense. You like
Full offense. It's a single player, right? That's
Yeah, it's a straight
Single player, just story
experience.
based game.
which is kind of funny thinking about it.
Third
Yeah.
person kind of shooter.
Yeah, kind of
Yeah.
like action RPG.
It's amazing.
But yeah, it's really good. The way they really make the Guardians their own, while like still covering the familiar aspects
Right.
from the movies and the comics, they really feel like you're on that journey of them tightening up as a squad and becoming a family. And the whole game is the whole theme of the story is just trauma and dealing with trauma and like confronting.
And it has a huge like cloud over its head because James Gunn has made 2 movies, and I feel like people expected that in the game.
Yeah, to have
Right.
like that exact same dynamic, and I like the Eidos Montreal Guardians more than the James Gunn.
I agree with that.
One,
I agree with that.
One
I'm excited.
one offhanded review I heard like in a podcast was, Star-Lord never shuts the fuck up, and it can't get enough of them.
Yes, that like PC Gamer had an article about that. Like, oh, these characters are constantly talking, and it's great.
Yeah.
And just the writing
They
is
got
there.
bumps.
Yeah, the writing was
Yeah.
great. The banter between all of them was just
I
phenomenal.
heard like the music that they pick is
Yeah.
great.
Oh
Like,
yeah, the soundtrack is A+.
like especially like those action sequences, like with the song to going along with it. I heard it's great.
In terms of something that cheesed me from the Game Awards is that it didn't win art direction.
Yeah, and it should have.
All the
I think it
worlds.
was Deathloop, wasn't it?
Right.
Maybe, yeah. Like
I feel like it was Deathloop.
all the worlds were just super colorful and imaginative, and just,
nothing looked the same.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just again, really evoking the comics and the movies and taking their own twist on it.
You felt like you were on like a really big intergalactic journey, which was really cool.
Like each planet felt like its own.
Yeah.
See, it was funny you said that because, like, when I first saw Guardians, like, there's this purple planet, I guess, or like a purple hue. I don't know why, but it reminds me of Ratchet and Clank. So.
Yeah, it has like a
Yeah.
Ratchet and Clank color palette.
Yeah.
Fun, vibrant world.
And that's great. Like more games need that. Like
that's good.
We need
It's
more
okay to have
single player
Saturday
games
morning.
like that.
Yeah.
we just need more coloring games that are fucking indie games.
It's not
Yeah,
the 360 PS3 generation where it's limited by the memory limits of the systems. You could have different colors in games now. It's not just browns. And it's
Brown and grass.
Like it checks every box.
And
It was my number one until my new number one came out, which we'll get to later. But if you can play Guardians of the Galaxy,
it's on sale right now.
You guys sold me on it.
Like several problems I have with it is just like the dialogue is fantastic when you're exploring and all that stuff. Just the combat barks loop too much. Which is something they've talked about on like podcasts. Like like we're aware of it, but we just ran out of time and money. So,
that's
but
fair.
like everything else, all the dialogue is
I respect
fantastic.
the honesty.
the story is great. The story is it'll make you cry. It'll make you cry.
Yeah,
It's a tearjerker.
Crying
in video games, baby.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
That's how you
My
know
number
it.
3. It's just Guilty Gear beat it out because just the moment-to-moment gameplay.
Yeah.
Super satisfying.
All right, my 3.
What was
Can I
your
make
third
one
one?
final comment?
Yes,
one final comment.
of course.
Just the gameplay, the action RPG aspects. It's kind of what I want from an action RPG, where you have like the action aspects to it, but also the decision making of what your party is doing matters a lot. Also, just I hope they get a sequel so they could refine that. Because
Star-Lord, the only playable character.
Yep, Star-Lord's the only playable character,
and he has the element. He has the element shifting shit, right?
Yeah, and then you command the different Guardians.
Oh, okay.
And like tell them what move to do, and then you could you're just
It all flows well.
It all flows well.
Also, the loot grind. Well, there's no grind, but how you can get the loot boxes to get the other cosmetics. It's really fun.
It's just explore.
It helps you. It helps you see the world more.
That's just playing the
explore the world. You find.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
you know when you hear loot box, I think money.
Get rewarded by playing the game.
Exactly.
That's how it should be.
Like, hey, can I go down that hallway and explore thing, and then you'll find a story thing.
Yeah, you can.
You'll find like
some shorts,
cool dialogue,
exactly.
just like
the
cool dialogue, and then like a cool outfit and reference from the comics or whatever. It's fantastic, man.
Or you can find something that relates to like Groot's backstory, or not Groot, Gamora or Rocket. You're like, oh yeah, I found this, and like, oh yeah, I did this, and it kind of gives you like some comic book background. It's really cool.
The one scene I saw like floating around Twitter is like, because the Game Awards got a little backlash for like Guardians not winning like a couple.
One best narrative, which is what it should.
That's the one. It's like that's the one I'm referencing to. It's like it won best narrative, and people were saying like, how did it win it? It's like, well, because of this scene. And it's this one scene where Gamora. So I really got spoiled on it, but like Gamora talks about like her one big bit, and she's like very gut wrenching. And in order to break the ice and not make things awkward, Star-Lord was like, "Oh, you actually love us? You think you're a family?" And everybody jokes around and goes back to zero and. It's just really weird understanding. It's like you went through the same thing, something similar than I did, and this is how we're coping with it.
Yeah,
it was like that's actually kind of cool.
It's a great, like you said, coming of age family buddy game.
Yeah. This is just everybody dealing with their trauma. That's the whole thing.
Yes,
every character gets their arc of just like dealing with their trauma,
and it's paced well too.
Yeah, sometimes literally going in someone's head.
Yeah, exactly.
It's fantastic.
Now because I'm kind of getting hungry.
Well,
yeah, because technically,
final comment.
He said that last time.
Yeah,
he did say that last time.
Well,
no, say it.
Well, he's coming back around. It's coming back around.
Well, no, well, yeah. So,
I'm hungry, man.
Out of any game I played this year, this is the one I want a sequel most for, just so they could just refine the game.
I can agree with that.
Yeah.
I'm with that. Okay, you're number 3.
Yes, I am number 3.
One last thing about Nerdington. Just kidding. Go ahead.
Voice acting, fantastic.
Yeah. Voice acting was great.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. I got for my number 3. I put Axiom Verge 2.
Axiom Verge 2.
Yes, Axiom Verge 2.
I think
'cause I
that's
know-
on Game Pass. I think I've been thinking.
I
about
played it on Switch.
I think
I
I think it is, and I've been thinking about checking.
because
it
I
out.
know they
Played the
had
first one. I liked it a lot. I just didn't like the whole like ending when you find out like you are the scientist.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of like
started it all.
exactly. I didn't like it because I kind of saw it coming for a while.
Well, with Axiom Verge 2, they've added like a bunch of more story.
Same protagonist or
No, it's a whole different.
Okay.
It's a chick. It's
I never played it, so I'll let you tell.
Yeah, you're like the.
I think you're the only one that's played this.
yeah.
You're a CEO of a company, just exploring your own thing. But yeah, go on.
All right. So, I honestly don't remember the story that well.
Yeah, no, it's
it's a watch. Because the reason I say that is because they added so much
Yeah.
to it now. Because it's like Thomas found out, like, oh, this can be a franchise. Let me just put a. It's kind of
yeah.
right. It's kind of like how Star Wars was one movie.
they added
before.
lore. They added lore to the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, just you're there for the exploration of
Yes,
the tools.
and that's why I was there because Axiom Verge 1 was the start of my love of Metroidvanias. So I was like, oh, okay, well, the thing that got me all into like Hollow Knight and Metroid and all that jazz. Let me support the creator since it's one dude.
Yeah.
So let me do that. So played it, loved what they added. They got this look. He becomes a little like
Yeah, a little drone.
yeah, like a little drone. And surprisingly, I played as that thing a lot in that game. It was traversal was nice. Gameplay felt good. Story wasn't too long. That factors in for me. I was actually able to beat it. No backlog.
Hey,
One playthrough.
You finished Miles Morales yet?
One playthrough. And it was a great time. I recommend it, especially if you played the first one, if you like Metroidvanias.
But do you recommend Miles Morales?
I do. I actually do recommend it.
Because we have an award named after it, and you haven't beat it yet.
I haven't even.
I played most of
You're
it.
so close to the end.
I'm so good.
What are you like on the last mission?
I'm like probably like 2 or 3 away from it.
If it makes you feel better,
really
I haven't
close.
even played
Well,
the
that's
first Spider-Man.
yes. Okay, let's just relax.
It's so good though. But
Axiom Verge 2, baby.
yeah, Axiom Verge 2, that's my 3. That is my 3rd. Alright, now we can go to the second round.
For number 2, I have Monster Hunter Rise.
Ooh.
Huge Monster Hunter fanatic, logging over 1,000 hours in every single game. My 3rd, yes, it's so bad. It's because you see, it makes. I get to kill a thing. I get to have a random chance to get a low percentage chance to get a thing, and then I can make that thing to make armor, and that armor makes number go up.
Makes number go.
Which makes it so it's easier for me to kill the thing to repeat the thing.
I'm doing that in 14, right?
Exactly. That is a loot grind I really like, and what I really like is also like the AI with the monsters. They keep getting better and better. Some people like harp on it and being easier with every single entry. I wouldn't say they're easier; they're a lot more accessible. You just happen to get better because most of these monsters are legacy monsters, so you already know what their tells are gonna be. It's also my main drive with Monster Hunter Rise. That it wasn't my game of the year. It definitely felt like the game was rushed towards the very end because even one of the free DLCs at that was they had a new story and they added like the 3 Elder Dragons. After that, the game felt complete. So the other piece of like free DLC that added to it actually just felt like bonuses. But that did feel like half shaped. But given all the considerations with COVID and fun stuff, I still log in 120 hours before the first drop of DLC happened.
Damn.
It's still
That's
better
called loving
than
the game.
Capcom of 10 years ago where they charged for the Asura's Wrath ending.
Yeah,
God, I was just thinking about that.
They give you the ending in a patch for free, so it's
I
better.
Which I pay for.
You're getting better, Capcom.
But
That's why we'll never get out.
But no,
Source
it
Wrath
is a
2.
great game. The only reason why I didn't make my top 1 is just because when at first I bought a day off, and it didn't feel complete until the first wave of DLC. After the first wave of DLC, they added Elder Dragons and made builds a lot more fun. They fixed a lot of issues that I had with how builds are done. And I hope going forward with the Monster Hunter games, they follow the same build variety where like your armor calls out like what you're able to do, but you're still able to make decorations, and the main thing that holds you back on making your decoration is a good charm. I feel it's a nice middle of world build set making and old school Monster Hunter set making. And the new monsters they added, the only one that's it added Ghost Harag. That's one of my favorite, like easily top 5 monsters of all time now. It's cool.
One of the new guys.
Yeah, it's the big weird Oni looking guy with ice looking guy. He's fucking great. He's my favorite fight in the game.
Nice.
No Doggeron, no buy.
That's fair.
I gotta have that sexy red outfit.
There's Tier's hoping for Tier is hoping for Sunbreak. So
yeah, they don't have that monster archetype in the game, right?
the skeleton.
Yeah, for like the doggy. Like
They do.
Monster. They do.
They have,
but they don't have a Doggeron.
Yeah, there's some really weird choices. They have Ragna. They have Ragna Karaki. I think that's one of the newer monsters, but they don't have Nerscylla, which makes me kind of sad. But we'll see what happens. Because the skeletons in the game, Tobi Karachi, the flying electric snake squirrel, is in the game, which uses the same skeleton.
Okay.
So we'll see.
Good. Well, we were talking about my number 2, Guardians of the Galaxy. Buy that game. It was my number 1.
It's on sale, baby.
Somebody's gonna buy me that.
Wait, it was your... Oh, yeah.
It was my number 1.
Yes, I'm excited for you.
So, your number 2.
My number 2, we already talked about
Strive.
Guilty Gear Strive.
Guilty Gear.
Baby.
So,
We
your
got-
number 2.
Yeah, we got... Saving time.
So, what's your number 2?
My number 2. Before I go to my number 2, I have a question.
Yeah.
Have any of you guys played Horizon... not Horizon.
Forza Horizon?
Yeah, Forza Horizon.
4?
Yeah, it's
5.
awesome.
Hit it.
5?
5.
It's phenomenal.
I'm right there, 5.
Yeah, I didn't know it was that good that people are actually putting
Yeah.
on like Game of the Year stuff. I gotta
Yeah.
The
The only reason I didn't put it in my top 3 is because it's a racing game. And
Now I feel that.
no offense, like Forza Horizon 5
that's
is a
fair.
phenomenal game.
There's sometimes
I'm saying full offense. It's a racing game. Grow
God.
up.
Like,
I'm saying full offense.
I'm saying
Screw
full offense.
you.
Grow up.
Even
Yeah,
though it
grow
was
up.
IGN's Game of the Year.
since
Oh God.
since 3.
That's why you can't trust IGN. They don't know what they're talking about. It's a top 5 game.
Just remember,
for sure.
they gave God Hand 3 out of 10. You know you can't trust them. So.
But it's a top 5 game.
Since since 3, people have been saying like, oh, this is like the best racing game ever made, and then 4 is like, oh, it got even better. How? And then 5, it's like, oh, even better. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Well,
I will
gotta
say,
check it out
like,
again.
seeing the world, seeing how they built Mexico for, like, a racing sim and everything, and the fact that Playground is doing the new Fable, it makes me really excited to see the world they're going to build for the new Fable game.
Oh, that's gonna be.
yeah, PC Gamer gave Forza Horizon 5 best open world.
Here's hoping for Fantasy Mexico in the new Fable game.
I'd be down for that.
Yeah.
They did a fucking amazing job building their Mexico. It was amazing. So that's in my top 5 games of the year.
So my actual number 2, God, even right now I'm still. It's pretty much a coin toss. You know what?
Just pick the first thing and go with it.
Okay.
What's in
Number
your heart,
2.
man?
Carlos is hungry.
Yeah.
You won't like me when I'm hungry. Whatever the fuck that
What's in your heart? What do you feel?
You know what? Metroid Dread. I'm going.
Metroid Dread? Oh, okay.
Metroid
Oh, that's right. I
Dread.
gotta do it again.
Metroid Dread.
Oh, dang.
This guy's balls deep in Metroidvanias this year.
Right, exactly.
I've heard good
Except
things.
for number 1. No.
My buddy Josh, who I play Halo with. You played it with him.
I
Yeah.
play sometimes.
Yeah, you were there too. So yeah, my buddy Josh, he loved Dread. But go ahead.
Yeah. I loved it too. The reason it goes before Axiom Verge is because this was the first like Metroidvania to actually have like a budget behind it, and you can see what happens when money
Oh,
goes
it's
into
Nintendo,
this.
baby.
Yeah.
It's Nintendo.
Budget
yeah.
compared to other
Well, so
Metroidvanias.
yeah, I'm like usually a Metroidvania is what made by like 2-3 guys. This was an actual
in
company
college.
making it.
Well, no.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Fist Forge and Shadow Torch got a lot of regard this year, and that is made on Unreal 4 and looks good.
I don't know what
I've heard good
But
things
better.
about that.
I don't
It's
know what
better
you said.
Then their
Well, that-
glorified
what did
3
he say?
No.
Fist.
Wait.
I'm not-
Something for
First of all, when
Yeah,
you
it's
Stop
not
shitting
Fist.
on their number
Yeah.
if
2.
you
That
put
sounds made up.
Metroid Dread,
No,
you
it's
saw
real.
what
That sounds
happened.
made up.
No, I'll show you.
You're making things up.
Wait, hold on.
It's
First
real
of
game.
all, you saw what happened when Metroid Dread was in the emulator, and it was in 4K. That thing looked like a beast. It's
It
not
looks better.
people's fault
It looks
that
better.
Nintendo Switches are made out of like toast.
Yeah.
So I have
No, let's get the positives of the game.
So
Great
I was gonna.
exploration tools.
So I have bought Metroid Dread.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that is a real game.
Wait, what's
So-
the game?
Fist, Forge, and Shadow.
Yeah, it's one of the best reviewed Metroidvanias of
Let me
this
see.
year.
Yeah.
So I bought Metroid Dread.
Okay.
You're a rabbit with a giant.
At the time I was working for GameStop. I bought Metroid Dread, and then my friend was like really sad because he had like lost his job. He wanted to buy Metroid but didn't have the money to like swing $60 on the game. So I told him, it's like, hey, like the company's gonna give me the game for free. I bought the physical copy just to like kind of to have a physical copy for whatever reason.
Right.
I'll just give you mine. So I gave him my copy. He was super happy. Whatever. He was super happy. He actually like gave me a couple like Gundam kits that he wasn't messing with because he knows I build Gundam. So I was really happy. I later found out they weren't gonna give us that game.
Oh, they were petty. Oh.
So I just like bought the game and gave it away.
But you were a good guy. That's that. Your heart was in the right place.
Yeah, Catholic Jesus is smiling.
That's right, man.
Thank you, wife God.
But tell us more about Dread.
Yeah.
All right. What I can add, I'm a short speaker, so what I can add is what I said about Axiom Verge. You can add some of that. It was felt good playing. Kind of wish the Switch was stronger. Conspiracy moment right now. If we weren't in the pandemic and we were able to get those Switch Pros,
it's not happening.
It's not.
No,
happening.
I'm saying if we weren't though. If they had the chips when that OLED was supposed to totally be the.
I don't think so.
I totally think so.
I totally.
I
They always do.
1,000%
Okay.
think so.
How does it feel being wrong?
I 1,000,000% think so.
I will say this.
I'm so
I
sorry.
love Mike, and I have mad respect for you because when you pick a hill, you die on it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like whether it's in Discord or like this, like
or the exclusives.
yeah, you pick your hill and you die on it. So I have mad respect for you, Mike.
You love your hills.
How does the level design and like the just stack up to the previous Metroid games? Does it live up to the Metroid franchise?
Is it better?
legacy?
You know, that's a great question because before I played that, I've played Super Metroid for the first time, and I played the original Metroid for the first time. And I would say, first of all, the old Metroid didn't work out, but Super Metroid, great.
Wait, did you play Metroid or Vanilla?
NES
Like NES Metroid?
Yes, I played.
should
I
play-
know
no,
the Game
no,
Boy Advance
no.
one is the key.
I was gonna say, like, Zero Mission, dude.
I do know Zero Mission's a thing.
Yeah.
Did you buy the re-release that came out on 2DS like a couple years ago?
No.
What was
that-
that was Metroid.
Samus
Dread.
Returns?
That one's actually
Yeah,
like really
Metroid
good, and they added like.
They added the counter mechanic.
Yeah, they added a counter, and the counter is like one of the best ideas for that game. I think it's great. It makes.
Wait, is it like?
Samus not a wet towel.
Is it like a parry?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
it's the
parry.
parry.
Okay, they have that in Dread
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Exactly.
Because
That's
it's the
what
same
we're
thing.
saying.
Okay,
That's
I
what
got
we're
you,
saying.
I got
Like, cause
Yeah, like that's awesome.
one of the big problems that Samus had, and I think I don't know if it was by design but like she fucking sucks up close. Like,
Yes.
if an enemy gets in, like you're dead, kind of deal. So I like the idea of the counter because he actually like you have an out whenever people get close. And I've been seeing some cinematics of Dread. Like, it looks more actiony than the previous Metroids.
Oh yeah, from what I've played,
be more into that
I
thing.
would,
Yeah.
I would
same.
agree. And you know what? I would also
I'm
add
a Vania guy.
it's more horror to it because of
Oh,
the
I'd
enemies,
definitely be into that.
Yeah, it has
because of the enemies.
It looks
Oh, I'd
creepy.
be
It
into
looks
that.
creepy.
So those parts are so
Shit, I might have to
fun.
get Dread now.
Mhm.
Damn.
Yeah, I would totally recommend it from that part alone. Like, I'm not into like horror,
Right,
but it's
right.
not really horror.
Mhm.
Yeah, just
But
tension.
it's
It
the
just kind of
tension.
like creeps
I
you
like-
out and everything.
yeah.
Okay.
Because of
say-
the powers they have and all the crazy
Would you say
stuff.
it's dreadful?
gotta go.
You
Yeah.
son of a
Dude,
bitch.
You gotta go, I'm
Nice.
sorry.
Nice.
You got snailed!
Yeah.
Scissor me timbers. No, okay.
Metroid Dread.
Come on,
So are you
Mike,
saying
that's
that's
funny,
the
man.
best Metroidvania of the year?
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. It's my number 2.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
So
And it'd be,
Pun intended.
it'd be
Pun
number
intended.
3, Axiom Verge, which is also in the same genre. So yes, that is my number 2. All right, you can go.
Your number one.
Uh,
bitch.
number one.
I know. We already know this.
yeah, Shin Megami Tensei 5, the game I was looking forward to the most since the Switch got announced, and the game that fucking delivered my game of the year. That game is fucking
Yeah.
great. It is Nocturne 2.
Sexiest Demons.
Sexiest Demons. It has the fucking, what I refer to, the Chinese cum demon. That's why I call her, because that's
Oh my
what she
God.
is.
She's
Is
the
it because that's what she
dumpster.
looks like?
Yeah.
She's a
Okay.
part snake.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
She's got bare feet.
She got bare feet.
Oh,
she
you
got,
love it then.
She got bare feet. She got like a. She just straight up a hot demon.
Yeah.
And
Ooh,
like
I
the
do
way
like
the way that she carries herself, the way that she talks, both in English and in Japanese, it is just sexy as fuck. So yeah, she is the Chinese cum demon. Like,
All right.
Yeah.
It's all about Artemis
Artemis is one of the best tomboy girls I've ever seen,
and Cleopatra.
And she's also a great Saint Seiya reference because her unique attack is just straight up Pegasus.
The way she looks also is just okay. Here's this Greek goddess. Let's just make her a Saint Seiya character.
She has like battle armor, but it looks like really cool. Like
is it gold?
No, but it's like platinum.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's like she gets the battle skirt, like the whole like armor bit. Like she has a crossbow like on her arm.
That's kind of cool.
And she uses that to shoot like astral arrows. It's great.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Say whatever you want to say about the new character designs going forward for Shin Megami. Yes, I do believe they are very much. Hey, I like Kamen Rider. I'm gonna make Kamen Rider demons, but there's some bangers in there. Yeah. Mua, being fucking Chinese cum demon, like she's one of the best ones.
Abdiel. Right?
Abdel's great.
Yeah.
Oh my god, she gives me
character.
fucking Grace Jones vibes.
Yeah.
And I love it.
He's a beautiful brown lady.
Yeah. And the characters are like actually really great. My only like I will say it's a shitter. I will say it's a Konzu because that's just a green dude.
How's the have you been in multiple times or have you just gotten the chaos ending so far?
I actually got the true neutral ending.
Oh.
Yeah. Which it's great because it unlocks a secret boss, and the secret boss is totally like, hey, it's totally a reference to, hey, this might be Nocturne 2.
Okay.
Just because of echoes of different things. The gameplay's great. The world exploration is amazing. I wish the worlds look a little different. They look very samey, but I think that's just the Switch's fault. They can only do so much.
Limitations.
Right.
The soundtrack is fucking great. Holy shit. Like, the super boss fight has one of the... I think it might be one of my favorite songs. Like, definitely the top 5 songs for Megaton in general. Just because it strikes this really, like... middle of, like, this is gonna be stressful and infuriating because it's a super boss. Mm-hmm. And also, the theme... Because I want to... Are you guys going to play it? You guys see response?
No.
The super boss is Shiva, the destroyer of worlds from Hindu mythology.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Isn't he an NPC you talked to earlier in the game? Or whatever?
No, he's a religious guy.
No.
I've seen stuff of him, though. Because there's like Odin, there's like a convocation of
gods. So the way that takes place... So the way that the story is laid out, God dies, Lucifer kills him.
Oh.
And
at the start of the game.
At the very start
Usually
of the game.
that happens later in SMT.
God kills him, so the throne of God is open for the taking. Mm-hmm. And you're an Ahobino. You are basically what happens when a demon gains his knowledge back. Because when God took over, he split the demons from their knowledge. That way they're not stronger than him.
Right.
And and it's your job to figure out what you're gonna do with the world. So like there's different gods from different mythos trying to tackle, trying to get the throne of God and be the god of the world.
Be the god of gods.
Exactly.
Okay.
And Shiva is so fucking strong and so busy doing his own shit that he just sends a jobber to represent for him. And you get to fight him, and the fucking theme song for Shiva is so fucking good because it's slow, stressful. And it's beautiful to listen to.
See, I'm into that setup because basically a lot of SMT games are the same, like in terms of just premise, and then you have the different endings with different alignments, and they're kind of play with the same stuff. But this tickles me.
Yeah. The great thing about it is because it's like they go about it. It's like, hey, every religion was right at one point. The old god that was the supreme god, that was the supreme god at that time. Then he got took over by other supreme god, which made this mythos be a real thing. Oh, yeah. It's great. I love it. If you like JRPGs, do yourself a favor, pick it up. My favorite game of the year.
Maybe I'll pick that. Should I pick that up or the Tokyo Mirage Sessions first? Ooh. Which one has more fun combat? Because that's the main thing I'm coming for.
Tokyo Mirage has more fun combat.
Okay.
Sold. Shin Megami Tensei 5 has more fun with builds.
Well, I'm going Tokyo Mirage Session. It's about idols.
The second question for him. Which one has better skins?
Depends if you want to go sexy demons or sexy singers.
So what do you want to do?
So what
I
does
wanna
so
see
I will,
dudes in,
I will have to
bathing
say
suits.
I would say Tokyo Mirage Session
And,
because
dudes in chicks
all the extra skins that they have for that game for the Switch version are just shout outs to different Megami Tensei games.
Well, then there you go.
Oh, there
But
you
then
go.
you have a bunch of
Tokyo
like
wins.
angry nerds like they censored these skins for the West, which they did, but it's like
Who cares? You get to play with a Demonica suit in the
Yeah,
game.
man.
Who cares?
It's like I've
Is it on
seen less
PC?
cleavage in this game. We need to boycott this game.
Wait,
This girl's no longer
It's on
16.
PC.
I can't jerk off to her.
Yeah,
but you can just make
Fucking
a
Stand down
fucking
the
Cougars,
ring,
dude.
redemption.
You can
Right?
just make a Japanese
Oh my
account.
God, you
Just buy
go
the
more into
Japanese
it?
I
version.
know, right?
I don't
Right.
talk about it.
And there's
Yeah,
like
fair.
fan translation.
You just go down that
Right.
rabbit hole, man.
It's so bad.
It sucks.
It's
What's your number one game of the year?
Well,
Yeah, we're excited. You've been teasing it.
my number one game of the year is
Life.
Aliens Fire Team.
And I love it. Wait, what?
Aliens Fire Team.
Oh, that's supposed to be on my bad part of the list.
he loves not quite Left 4 Dead games.
Right. No, my number one is Halo Infinite. Which
I'm such an
Chief.
idiot. You totally said that earlier, and I forgot. I legit forgot. I was actually
but first it was Guardians, just because like we talked about this a bunch on the show. Like they weren't showing a lot of the Halo Infinite campaign.
No.
They were like really marketing the multiplayer. So I'm not gonna lie, I was on the fence about the Halo Infinite campaign. I was really worried that it was gonna fucking suck, and it blew me away. It was phenomenal.
Usually you like it when things fucking suck.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
That's right.
We're not a kids channel.
That's right. Hide your kids. But no, Halo Infinite is my game of the year. The year they took to polish the game and really work on it,
worth it.
it's worth it.
Yeah, totally.
It's open world, but not super open world. It's very linear, but you can still go explore, and it's kind of like Far Cry, with like how you can go get outposts, rescue squads, unlock cosmetics and everything. It just blew me away. Like, and the story is very satisfying, especially if you're a Halo fan.
Yeah.
The story is very satisfying.
John finally comes on the Blue Lady.
That's right.
Hell yeah!
Hell yeah.
That's what we've been waiting for 20 years.
Yeah, if you're a Halo fan, you'll just love it. The only thing I really didn't like is like with it kind of being the first real open world Halo, not a lot of different variety on the Halo ring.
Definitely not. Yeah.
But how they kind of like built the world mountainous and how it's part ring, part organic. It was really cool. Kind of wish they were like somewhat. They really only introduced like 2 or 3 new enemy types. Everything else is kind of brutes and elites and everything. Yeah. So I would have liked to see more new alien types, but the ending kind of teases a new alien race and a new kind of enemy that's coming. So
Full circle.
Yeah, it comes full circle. I was worried they weren't going to wrap up the story because you kind of start 6 months after the ending of 5. So it's like, oh.
They needed to wrap it up.
So spoiler alert for anyone. Do you guys care?
No.
I will.
For Halo though, or no?
I'm still playing, but you can see it coming a mile away.
Like Cortana's dead.
Yeah, she's dead.
She's dead. And
you got
if
weapon
you
right now.
Yeah, if you played 5, you know that 5 ends with her finding Zeta Halo.
Right.
So I kind of wish they would have explored that a little more, kind of see what happens. But they explain it, but I don't know. I kind of want to.
But they didn't do. They could have done way.
Yeah,
more
they
with
could have
it.
done way
I
better.
definitely get what you're saying.
I like the new weapon. I think she's a fun new version of an AI.
Yeah.
It's always sad when the hot ones die.
Yeah.
Weapon's pretty hot.
Yeah, it was pretty hot.
Yeah.
For like, you know.
Well, she's still alive.
Yeah, she's up.
So John 117 comes on a Blue Lady, just not the one.
Not the one
Yes.
we wanted. But no, if you're a fan of Halo, you'll love it.
Definitely, yeah.
It's also good for like new Halo players, I think.
Yes. Love the grappling hook.
Yeah, the grappling hook is a game changer. I didn't think I was going to use it that much, and now I use it for everything.
Same.
I'm on my 3rd playthrough, and the first thing I leveled up was the grappling hook.
Right.
Oh, there's level ups?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Power ups and everything. Yeah.
That's open world for level ups.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
Far Cry, baby.
Yeah.
Halo Infinite, my game of the year. They still need to polish the multiplayer. We've talked about this a bunch.
Yes, we have.
It's
Oh my
really
God.
annoying. I'm sorry, it's really annoying
Right.
when you
Preach.
introduce like 4 different Slayer playlists, and then I go to quick play because I need to do an oddball or a capture the flag, and I get fucking Slayer. That is so frustrating.
The challenge system
Bless you.
The challenge system is just so annoying. It's the worst form of progression I've ever played in like a living
Battle
game.
pass.
Yeah, and
I agree with that.
And also, like, to think, how busted was this game gonna be if they released it last year?
Yeah, and
Because
that's my thing.
Yeah, like all these.
Terrible.
There
Like-
were all these beta because the multiplayer launched in beta like
A month early.
Yeah, a month before the campaign. But there are all these beta apologists like, oh, it's just beta, it's gonna get fixed, it's gonna get fixed.
And it got worse.
And Big
It
Team
got
Battle,
worse,
Big
yeah.
Team Battle doesn't work anymore with the release.
yeah,
of the
we
game.
never had an issue with Big Team Battle
During the
until the
beta,
game
yeah.
released.
Right.
So it's great that they're addressing these issues. They kind of made it easier to level up in the Battle Pass. I'm at level
Yeah.
91.
But the inherent problem is just the challenge system.
Yeah, the
It's like,
challenge. Yeah, but I think they'll rework it eventually.
hopefully for season 2.
Hopefully. Yeah.
But like the multiplayer has a lot to work on, but the campaign itself is great.
Yeah.
10 out of 10 in my book.
Wait, Josh was talking about like getting a bunch of like free challenge swaps, and the off-color joke I made. It's like, hey, it's like you can't praise someone for giving you HIV meds after they gave you HIV. It's like it's not right. I mean, like, oh, thanks for this medicine I need after you gave me shit.
Right.
But so far they've addressed a lot of stuff in the multiplayer, made it the progression go faster, but the challenges themselves and how you can accomplish them, that needs to be worked on. Because again, I have 2 challenges right now where one is an oddball challenge and the other is a capture zone. And yesterday we played quick play because that's really the only way you can get them because big team doesn't work. We did quick play, 3 Slayer matches in a row. No oddball, no capture. I think we got to capture the flag, but I had no challenges for capture the flag.
Right.
So Halo Infinite Campaign is my game of the year. Fix your multiplayer shit.
Yeah. And you'll find me in Caldera playing the new Call of Duty Warzone map. But I will hop on Discord and talk to you guys.
Yes, you
while
will.
playing
You've
other
done
games.
that. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Just again, I'll hang out while they play
Yeah.
Halo. While I grind for Overwatch skins.
Well, I grind for challenges I can't accomplish.
Yeah.
But you're...
It's such a frustration.
It's so annoying. But you're number 1.
My number
Yes, you're
one.
number one, yes.
Walter.
I've been talking about this
For
more or
3
less
years
for
now.
3
I'm
years.
just kidding. I'm just
I
kidding.
wish I got in this game earlier. But yeah, I've been talking about this all year, how it's probably going to be my number one. I've been talking about it bits and pieces throughout this episode. But my number one is Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker.
Oh, okay.
Final
Endwalker's
Fantasy,
a cool game.
yeah.
It's a cool
Final
game.
Fantasy XIV
Does that make that 2021?
Endwalker. It's a great expansion. It's like I'll post this episode. Me and my buddy Zaitsev we recorded an episode where we're talking about Final Fantasy XIV. He's coming from a World of Warcraft refugee, and me is just like a longtime Final Fantasy fan getting into it. But it's such a good MMO of just it's respectful of your time
That's always great.
because
That's always good.
like the stuff Zaitsev was telling me about WoW is like ridiculous. If you could just be grinding away at a raid and then you just get nothing for it,
That's messed
whereas
up.
like even if you don't get the loot drop from Final Fantasy XIV's like high-end content, it still gives you currency. So even if you like run 10 times and don't get your item, you'll have enough currency to just like buy it from a special vendor, and then it's great. It's just
I love when games
The
know that we're adults.
I know
Yeah.
when
Like, have lives.
the community
Well,
is just good.
a huge
vibes
chunk of it is because the producer's MMO guy.
Yeah.
So like he understands.
So, yeah, he plays.
So he gets it.
And
Yeah,
it's the
yeah.
struggle.
Um,
Just
I'm
the story is
I'm still
fucking
waiting.
fantastic, man.
I'm still slugging through AR.
Realm Reborn, baby.
Because I picked it up one time because I was always curious about it. I wanted to jump ship. Two of my friends and my brother picked it up, so I was like, I need to pick it up that way I can like talk to
Hell
them.
yeah.
I played it. They dropped the game.
They
I
gotta
kept
pick
playing.
it up
I
for
kept
Endwalker,
playing
baby.
because I enjoyed it, and then I was,
What's wrong?
and then I got depressed, and then I just didn't play it.
Gotta
Dang.
get back on it. What data center are you on?
The best one.
Please say Crystal.
It is Crystal.
Yeah,
it is,
we can hang out.
It is Crystal.
Yes.
It is not Titan. It's
Yeah, it doesn't matter as long as
Okay.
you're on the same data
Yeah.
center. You can jump between servers.
Okay.
But yeah, if we're both on Crystal.
It
baby.
is on Crystal because when I was thinking about it, the girl I was talking to in Tinder was in Crystal, so I was like, oh, that's funny. I'm in Crystal too.
Oh my
hell
god.
yeah. Should I be putting my 14 information on Tinder? Is that how I'm gonna get the perfect match?
I'm like,
That
Really?
it works.
Yeah.
It works. I got a couple dates.
Hell yeah, I'll put like level 90 Dragoon, level 80 Red Mage.
I've told you.
Instant wet.
I've told you guys. Like my first picture was me reading a book with a cup of coffee. It was me in a turtleneck with glasses, a cup of coffee,
with the hentai, right?
just reading a filthy ass hentai. Like
Yeah.
it was just a Sunday morning book. That's how I met my
It's
girlfriend.
beautiful.
Yeah, it's
Beautiful.
a beautiful wrap up to a story that's been going on for 10 years. I mean, like personally, the heights don't hit the highs that Heaven's Word hit or Shadowbringers hit, but to wrap up a 10-year story is just really good. And I don't want to say much but like I mentioned earlier, with Endwalker, with the promotional material, they just show you, like Resident Evil 8, they just show you the tip of the iceberg, and the rest of it is just like blows your mind out of your asshole.
Because I actually been trying to avoid spoilers for Final Fantasy 14 because that is one of, very much like you, like I love Final Fantasy, so I feel like I'm doing myself a disservice by not picking it up. So I've been trying to stay away from like spoilers and stuff like that. But like the one thing that keeps coming up, it seems like this is like the Warrior of Light. It is a character that's been going through shit, and the whatever happens in Endwalker is somebody that is trying to take the same name, or is also a Warrior of Light, but does not cheated on his way to be a Warrior of Light.
That's more Shadowbringers.
That's more Shadowbringers because I love like the spoilers and jokes I'm seeing about it. It's about like Florx in Twitter posted a really funny comic. It was like, yeah, this is the fucking Smartphone. Oh, we call this a cat. Oh, this is a Schnapperlappel. Oh, we call this a dog. Hey, we call this a gigantic cock. And the other guy's like, bro, you won't guess what we call these things too. I was like, and he tagged it as like Endwalker spoilers. I'm just like, there's something that has to do with it. And
yeah,
with
dude,
it.
it's.
How is Sage, by the way?
I haven't played Sage yet
Okay.
because I've been leveling up Red Mage this entire time ever since I beat the main story
I
quest.
heard the rework makes him a lot more fun.
Red Mage
because
always
the
has good
AOE
utility.
because the AOE rotation is actually like worth it now.
I have no concept of what it was previously since I just started leveling it up, but I was leveling up Red Mage. I've been playing through like the previous content I skipped out on to get through the main story quest with my Dragoon, and the side content, like the other raids, are really also have fantastic stories. Like the side quests are really well done. Just not just the battles that happen, but just the stories as well. Just the characters. I went through this side quest called Hildebrand, where it's about an idiot detective, and it plays out like a comedy anime, like Detective Conan, but if Detective Conan was stupid.
So like
It's just
the other guy in Detective Conan.
It's zany and wacky and just antics
good.
ensue.
There's a
If you
bunch of
want
stuff
like
to do.
if you want like a silly anime content, Final Fantasy 14.
That's cool filler though. Like,
Final
if you
Fantasy
don't wanna do
14
the
has you
serious stuff.
covered.
Yeah.
It's just great content to do, and also like the throwback content of fighting X-Death as a boss, fighting Kafka as a boss.
X-Death as the tree
super cool.
or as the armor?
Armor mainly, but tree pops up.
Oh, that's cool.
Tree pops up.
Hell yeah.
It's the best Final Fantasy 14. Final Fantasy 14 is the best Final Fantasy game ever made. Endwalker delivers. Hear, feel, think it all. It's all about empathy, baby, and just be good to other people, man, and try to be understanding of other people.
Okay.
That's the beauty of Endwalker.
That's all we have for the
My
day.
one. Before I go to my one, real quick, I need to put these games on blast.
Do you?
Do
Yes.
we don't need to.
Marvel's Avengers,
I put 100 hours into that game.
Battle in Wonderland, Battlefield 2042,
I didn't even play that.
Super Meat Boy Forever,
How dare you?
Ghosts
Is
and
that
Goblins Resurrection,
And people like that. It just
Pokemon
looks
Unite,
ugly.
GTA Trilogy, Samurai Warriors 5, and Fireteam Marines.
Wait a minute.
Round it up.
How much time did you put into Unite? You were playing that a lot.
That's how I know it's bad.
So
And
you played all those games?
Yes.
No.
You
I think
beat
you
the
just
games.
No.
Okay.
So what's your number one?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
I just need that on the internet.
I'll defend
We
Avengers,
won't forget.
kind of.
It's fun with friends. I had fun when we played it together.
That's
so-
every game.
That is
That
every game.
never counts. That's every game
That's-
ever.
No,
Yeah,
I
you
have
put 100 hours into
I
it,
put-
so it can't
yeah.
be that bad.
no, I have a dog shit time playing
No.
League of Legends.
I
That's
Every
different.
single
League of Legends fans love torments.
One of those toxic fan
I put in
bases.
100 hours because
Yes.
Kate Bishop was one of my favorid Marvel
Project
characters.
L is gonna be so
Well, like you said,
toxic. I'm
Pokemon
so
Unite.
excited for it.
Yeah.
That was a game I played a lot, but
But, yeah.
it went from this side of the paper to this side because I'm like,
Yeah.
man, that was a lot of pay to win that I didn't get to do because I didn't want to. But my
Number one.
game of the year, you want to guess? You probably.
Well,
already
I know it.
Yeah, you probably. It's
I think-
it's
Guilty Gear Strive.
it's No More Heroes 3. This is a game I've been waiting for
Yeah.
forever.
No More Heroes 1, Mike's favorite game.
Yes, yes.
No More Heroes 3 made my top 5. I love that game.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. I love the whole series.
Jump
Travis Strike Back.
I enjoyed it
I-
for what it
yeah,
did,
I
but like
enjoyed
it
it for-
definitely overstayed its welcome.
Definitely, and it
Certain
was like
levels.
it was kind of like
You
a
mean
threat.
like
if
every
you-
Suda game?
No, well,
Stop. I'm like, it was more of a threat. Like, if you guys don't buy
Travis-
this, you don't get 3.
Travis
Yeah, they
Touchback,
held
Killer,
three hostage.
Killer's Dead,
Killer's
Yeah,
dead.
kid.
and
Killer 7.
Travis, and no, Killer's Dead and Travis Strikes Back. So those are the ones I would say like they didn't need to happen.
Oh, okay, I got you.
What
Yeah,
about
yeah.
Flower, Sun, Moon?
I love that one.
I haven't played it.
My main gripe with
Silver Case
Travis
and
is-
Banger Tracks.
Travis's No More Heroes 3 is that No More Heroes 1 has a fantastic end boss, like amazing.
Yes.
No More Heroes 2, frustrating one, hilarious, but super memorable.
Yes.
Basquiat, fucking awesome, and the whole build up for Basquiat is great.
Yes.
I love the first form. I hated the second form. I feel like the second form they just straight up like we need to wrap this up.
Yeah. Yeah, like it was rushed.
Yeah.
Ran out of money.
Right.
No, like literally, like are you gonna play it?
No.
Okay.
Maybe.
I'm not.
The last boss fight is it's just like if you dodge you win, if you don't
Yes.
dodge you die.
Yeah.
Oh, so pretty much like
Was it 2 phases, right? 2 or
Yeah.
3? Yeah.
The first phase is actually like
It's really cool.
it's really cool.
Yeah.
It almost felt like you're fighting Wolverine.
Yes.
And it definitely does the whole thing of like these are your powers, these are your abilities that you get throughout the whole levels. You get to use them in the last boss.
Yes.
The second form is just disappointing.
The second form, let me tell you how kind of rushed or crazy the second form is. So like the first phase was really cool. Like the bar, like his health bar was going down like at a good pace.
Mhm.
So like by like the last 10%, I was probably stuck on that last 10% trying not to die for like 5 minutes, just dodging and waiting for the perfect time to hit him to make sure I don't have to do the whole thing over again. So that is so true about that last boss fight. That's like, man, you do not want to get hit.
But the positives, what do you love about it?
Literally
Like the new
everything
mechanics?
else.
Okay.
I actually,
The bosses.
if I'm missing one scorpion, I think, and I would
Fuck
have
the
100%.
Scorpions. Fuck the Scorpions.
Yeah. But I actually took time to do that. So anytime I'm actually doing collectibles in a game, I really enjoy the game.
They
So,
actually added Killer Mika. They actually added Mika in the game. Because in No More Heroes 1 and 2, it's just a bunch of like Mika references like all the time. They actually just put them in the game. It's like, hey, we talk about you enough. We're just gonna be in the game.
Yeah, he just pops up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, for one of the, it's not a loading screen, but like between the chapters.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just pops up. I'm like, oh, okay, that's the guy they talked about. That's awesome.
What a lot of games try to do is they do this episodic things like you beat this level. Now that was the episode. So here's the opening and the ending of our video game.
Yeah.
Kind of like they're trying to do like a cartoon anime situation.
Oh, they do that for the Hildebrand quest. It's fantastic.
This is the first one I can say like this one lands it. I don't get sick of it.
Oh,
Like,
I didn't get sick of it.
The opening
I took
song,
a picture every time.
The opening
like,
song is
different
great. The
scenes.
opening song is great. The opening credits are cool.
Yep.
But the ending, it reminds me so much of Fist of the North Star. The vibes, the music, the whole everything, how
Love
it ends with John,
do a howl.
just staring at you.
I did this, sir.
Yeah, like
Yeah, it's like a cool like shot at the end.
it's doing the Star Wars thing.
Yeah,
with
the Star Wars,
with
like-
the lightsaber
yeah.
guy.
The classic poster.
Yeah, but it's also like doing the Hoku no Ken thing where it's like from the bottom to the very top, while slow like J-pop music is happening, J-rock music is happening. The game is great. I think it has the best gameplay.
I think it has the best
Of the
gameplay.
series.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I wish it was more swords though. Like
Yeah.
in 2. Like I kind of wish they would have added like more to like what they did with 2 and added.
I miss
plus
having
the stuff they added.
having a double-handed.
That's the thing
And
with
I'm just having the dual like sabers.
Mhm.
that's the thing with Suda games for me. Like lots of story, lots of drip, but the gameplay's always
They
an afterthought.
they make it up
sometimes.
by giving you different powers, and all powers
Yeah.
are different worth it by the different enemy types,
Yes.
which actually
It
makes it a
feels
lot
good
fun.
popping them off.
It feels good
Oh,
to pop them off,
definitely, yeah.
especially like the drop kick that you get.
Oh, nice.
That drop kick's so nice, and it's like pretty much instant. So
Yeah.
you could be aiming at somebody like half across the room. Travis just like I'm in there and just drop kicks him. Oh,
Very-
he has the force.
That's kinda
too.
cool.
Yeah.
Very unforgiving, but it does have kind of almost a combo-like structure that you
Yes.
can mess around with.
Yeah.
Like, you can go into light to heavy to the
Mhm.
drop kick.
Interesting.
But the window to execute those and actually count is very small.
Yeah, okay.
Dude.
And yeah, my main gripe with it. It was just way too self-referential. Like that. This is
That's fair.
This is
Yeah.
definitely. Well,
That's definitely fair.
the problem is like you definitely need to play 1 and 2 to understand this.
Oh
game.
yeah, but I think that's why I love
Even
it.
and the thing that's worse about it, you need to play 1 and 2 to understand Travis, not to actually understand the
game.
story. The
Right.
story.
Oh, okay.
Not even the story. To understand the character and like what the game
That's
is making
kinda
fun of, you have to.
But you know
understand
what's even crazier? You probably that probably won't help you that much because like the story about like his grandson, like you don't find out. Oh, sorry for spoilers.
it. Yeah.
But yeah.
Come on, man. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
like I said, like
But
you
like
need-
it's crazy at the end, like what they just force feed you, like oh yeah, that's your grandson from the future. They came back to like get you or something. I'm like,
that was a cool fight though.
it was awesome.
One of my favorite fights. It's the second
The
to
grandson
last.
was Andrew
When it's just
Garfield.
straight up. The second to last, where they're straight up like, "Hey, you get to play an RPG. You get to play.
Oh,
a
that
you get
is
to
a good
play
one,
turn-based RPG. You don't
Mhm.
like it? We'll fucking destroy the commands."
You know, I would say my favorite one, and I don't know why. I think just because of how it is, the musical chairs.
I hated that one.
I love that
I
one,
hated
and
that
then I think I love that little pink thing. Just
Fair.
Adrian,
Fair.
Adrian. I just loved it.
Why do the waifus' faces look weird in this game compared to the previous games?
You know, I was gonna bring up that's
Like
the
Shinobi,
thing I don't
Bad Girls
actually
Zombie.
like about the game.
They
I
look
don't like
even
the new
Travis's
art style.
face.
They look very oily.
Yeah, and I think that's just because of Unreal.
Maybe.
I think it's that because that's kind of like how Travis Strikes Back looks
Well,
to me.
That's
Just Unreal
I will
on
almost say
Switch.
like. I will almost say it's very Killer is Dead-ish when it comes
Yeah.
to like the art
Oh,
direction.
you know what? Yeah. Well, it's not just
But
like,
it's not as like oily.
not
looking.
just graphically, just like the art direction on the faces, like how
No,
they
I
look.
definitely
Yeah.
get what you're saying because like Travis doesn't really look the same to me.
Yeah.
Well, which makes sense because he's older, and
Well,
they
yeah.
reference to that.
But-
But like,
Also, like with another like that weird look
His wife doesn't look
because
the same.
Shinobu.
No, with SMT5, that's also another Unreal game running on Switch of just like this
Yeah,
has a
see-
weird sheen on
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
But it
Unreal's
works.
doing that.
It works with SMT because they're trying to do this Tron look,
But like a lot
but
of
not with.
Yeah, it doesn't work for No More Heroes.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I kind of wish they kept the old art style, but like
Like
once you
more
get
cel
into
shading.
the game, it
You
doesn't
just-
bother
You
that
you
much.
forget about it. You forget about it because of like particle effects.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what
But it
I'm
doesn't
saying.
help those remasters came out
what I've
right
been saying.
before. Because those remasters look great compared to like how 3 looked. But it's still a great game.
Yeah,
It's
because
your
like
number one.
the art direction.
Yeah,
goes-
my number 1 game of the year, art direction.
Yeah.
I just really wish that the Switch was stronger.
Yeah.
Because there's sometimes, man, it
Nintendo will
chugs.
never be stronger.
It chugs at some parts, man. And it was kinda
It'll
barren
come to
in
PC
corners.
eventually. Are you gonna rebuy it when it comes to PC?
Probably not.
Why not?
I usually don't. Do
Higher frame rates, bro.
Well, like I played
Yeah.
it.
But higher frame rates,
Yeah, but I played it.
sharper resolution.
Like, am I gonna buy RE Village on PC? Yeah,
Why?
even
Yeah.
because it will play better on PC than PS5.
But do you already play it?
Yeah, I already beat it on PS5.
Right.
All right,
It ain't gonna be that big.
let's
of a
wrap
difference.
this episode up with
Yes.
our favorite, our number one thing we're looking to in 2022. That's not Elden Ring or Breath of the Wild 2.
Pass. No.
Starfield, Starfield,
Starfield.
or God of War Ragnarok if it doesn't get delayed.
Starfield. I'm cautious about Starfield, just with how the progression from Skyrim to Fallout 4, with how they've been
Resting on their
streamlining
laurels or
the RPG mechanics of those games. I mean, it's probably going to be solid, but
It's a toss-up between God of War
King of Fighters.
and
God of War.
actually Alan Wake.
That's not coming out
That's coming out 2023,
Shut the
bro.
fuck
at the
up.
earliest, man.
Who's talking to
At the
you?
earliest.
Who's talking to
Get the fuck out of here. Pick something else.
you?
Fuck Sam Lake.
God, was it
I want more
I
control.
like Alan Wake.
I want more control than...
Then play Control.
Fuck Alan. Why play the DLC?
if
Fuck Alan Wake 2. Give me
Elden
Control
Ring,
2.
if Elden Ring is not on the table, then fucking God of War.
Okay.
Honestly, because unless they come up with another
What about
like
Horizon?
I didn't even play the first one.
I am
You
excited
like it.
about Pokemon Legends just to see if they reinvent Pokemon and do it well.
No, they're gonna try to rip us off.
It's zone. They
Or-
confirmed zone based.
Yeah,
or
it's,
are we excited for
world.
Breath of the Wild Sonic?
Oh,
Ooh.
Frontier, yeah.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
put that up. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's high up there for me.
I'm
yeah.
buying that even if it's
I still
bad.
have the episode where you said it was going to be a good game.
It could be.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yes, it could be, but it could also
It's gonna
be
be.
Yeah.
Sonic 06
But I'm going to
too.
say Pokemon Legends, God of War, or Starfield. Those are my top three that aren't Breath of the Wild or Elden Ring.
because I think we're all
Yeah.
on those.
Of course.
Just Elden Ring.
Like Elden
Obviously,
Ring looks
those two
fun.
are-
Like
yeah.
I'm not good at those games, but I might still get it because it looks fun.
Yeah.
Well, the nice thing about it is like since it's gonna be open world, there's cooperation. I can help you out if you pick it up on PlayStation,
Okay.
or if you pick it on PC. Fucking
PC, baby.
Okay.
I'll be on PS5.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
King of Fighters.
Dude, 2022 is going to be such a good game.
for me.
Year
It's
of gaming.
Marvel's Midnight Suns, baby.
Nintendo's
Oh, yeah,
doing
yeah.
some stuff too.
It's gonna be
I forgot.
just like a fun
They haven't announced anything.
RPG that's Marvel based, and you know,
What
fucking
gets me,
Firaxis makes great
what it
games.
makes me excited is like they're going weird with this one,
Yeah,
and also it's card based.
because we haven't gotten like a. It's the most not mainstream Marvel game we're getting in a long time.
Because Midnight Suns deals more with like the
the
paranormal
supernatural shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I'm gonna have a party of Doctor Strange, Blade,
That
and
sounds
Ilyana
awesome
Rasputin.
already.
It's gonna be fucking
I just
dope.
want I just want to see my baby Blackheart. That's what I want to see.
Probably. If you're gonna have demon enemies, like there's not a deep pool you could go with. So we're gonna see Blackheart probably, Shumagorath hopefully. Give me those tentacles.
From Nintendo, other than obviously Breath of the Wild 2, because that's a soft
Bayonetta 3.
Bayonetta 3,
Bayonetta
and
3,
I
there's
would
no-
like to
Yeah.
see
Got
a new Mario Kart.
I would. Oh, Splatoon 3. That reminds me.
Oh yeah, that's
3?
coming out. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I'm
Splatoon
excited because
3.
I like Splatoon 2.
Yeah, me
I really
as well.
enjoyed Splatoon
Yeah.
2, so I'm excited for 3.
Yeah, so
but
3's up there for me as
like,
well.
if Nintendo wants to surprise me, I would take like a new Mario Kart because Mario Kart 8 on Switch
Oh,
was great.
there's Kirby the Last of Us.
Oh my
Oh
god!
yeah,
that's
Kirby
Last
Last
of
of
Us.
Us.
Yeah.
3D
Oh,
game.
yeah.
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
I knew it was some Nintendo games.
Oh,
coming out.
Yeah, we're
remember.
gonna check that out.
Never
I
mind.
remember
Some fucking Monster Hunter Sunbreak.
Sunbreak.
Yeah.
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 AEW should be coming out with their wrestling game finally. I'm excited.
Oh
about that.
yeah,
So-
man! 2022 is just gonna be low.
Right, that-
When are we
yeah.
doing our draft?
Yeah, I was just gonna ask.
I
We
still
should-
need to sign up
Should
for
we
that, I
stream
forgot.
that?
Yeah, I'll send you the link.
I'm down to
Yeah,
stream
fucking
that. That'd
make
be
your
cool.
I'm down to stream.
I'm
it
down
too.
to
You
stream
wanna
our
draft?
gaming draft.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm so down.
I haven't checked the site. Have your friends made their team?
I gotta check one. Yeah, I'm
Oh, yeah.
seeing them tomorrow.
What
so.
are you looking forward to?
Yeah,
Oh.
what's your
Yeah.
big boy?
That's not Elden Ring.
Because
Right.
Or Sonic.
I finally
Or
remembered Bayonetta 3.
Right, or Sonic,
Bayonetta
yeah.
3 is my number one.
Yeah.
I'm getting my Switch back for Bayonetta 3.
Sunbreak. Then.
Yeah, I'm like, I think it may have to be Splatoon 3, but like honestly, it is that AEW like wrestling game because it's Yuke's coming
No
back.
mercy.
Or,
Oh, is it Yuke's that's doing it?
yeah, it's either Yuke's or what's the
Yeah, I
other
think it's
company?
Yuke's, right? No,
It's one of the legendary wrestling
That did like the older games.
Yeah, with the
Oh
old
shit!
games.
I'm gonna have to check that out. I'm
Yeah.
on board for that.
Yeah, so
I love those
since
games.
like Kenny Omega's like a massive like gamer, so it's like he got the best of the best. So I'm really excited for that, not just because it's AEW, but because it's the old
classic.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
classic.
yeah.
You're gonna have that vibe again. So I'm real excited for that. Splatoon 3, the games that we already all agree on. So yeah, that's all I can think of right now. But yeah, I'm excited. 2022 is gonna be like
It's
a
gonna
great
be loaded,
year.
man.
It's gonna be a great year for games. 'Cause we don't know about everything else, but yeah, for games at least 2022. So yeah,
Should
Probably get a
all
PS5
the
Slim.
acquaintance be
sing
forgot?
happy birthday to me.
Happy birthday to you.
Wait, it's
Happy
your
birthday
birthday?
to
New Year's.
you.
It's New Year's Eve.
It's New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, you made your
Happy
mom stay in the
birthday.
hospital for New Year's?
No, I gave her a tax break.
Oh, there you go.
Well, Happy New Year from us to
Happy
you.
New Year.
Thanks for
Happy
hanging out
New
with us
Year's.
for the year.
Love you all.
Yes, thank you for
And
watching.
more regular content in 2022. This has been a weird December.
Sure
We'll have
was.
to figure out
It's
how to do it
holidays.
when I move.
Yeah.
We have to figure out what my new schedule
Yeah.
is.
And January 6th, the last content strike expires. So more shenanigans again.
Yay!
More content
That's
strikes. Yeah, let's fuck copyright laws.
And we'll be back with more race stuff.
Yes.
They'll be back with more race
Yes,
stuff.
yes.
I'm just gonna be the token white guy that's like, I have privilege.
I never experienced that.
I never
See you guys.
experienced that.
Can you
Bye, guys.
Will you care to explain what CPT means?
Oh yeah. I